Woohoo! I haven't done that for a while, but welcome to the second live stream today. And of course, this is going to be epic. This is the best presentation ever yet coming out. Of course, the ultimate guide to the Pulsechain launch for beginners. I know many of you out there know everything already, but of course, this is the ultimate guide to the Pulsechain launch for beginners. So hopefully everyone is going to enjoy that. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this. This is an animated presentation, the whole thing. Not just one slide or so, but the whole thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy going through this. A big welcome, of course, your host, Superman. And, of course, here on the Hex Token channel, representing, of course, Pulsechain, PulseX, and of course, Hex coming up. And it's going to be absolutely a fun ride. So enjoy it. Sit back. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And, of course, hit the bell for more videos and share as well. The link in the video description for Discord is also there if you want to join. We're heading towards 350 subscribers, so on Discord or followers on Discord, so definitely get on that. And once again, have a lot of fun. Get into the chat, say hello. That's what we like. Community is number one, so get in there as well. And hope you guys enjoy this thumbnail. Sounds like the sound's going pretty good. Let's get into the chat, say hello. We've got Machine. Hex Machine was in first. A big welcome from Hex Token channel, of course. Just wanted that. Watch that video from Silver, the Antidote. He was 100% wrong about you, brother. Yeah, I know that, and you know that, so that's pretty good. Dingle Wolf says second place, nice one there. And of course, yeah, I said, yeah, researching fail for sure. I hope you can move on with this life and promote positive stuff with the community. Thanks. And of course, he will be third place. We've got Dingle Wolf in the house. Just watch Silver dragging my name into it as well. Oh, sorry about that, Dingle Wolf. What's his point? You are allowed to promote coins whether they work out or not. You're not. You're on a winner with RH. So what is the problem? That's right. And of course, yeah, my channels are public. They're all public on YouTube. I do multiple channels, and so people can go and watch those if they want. Some easy road that some projects have easier roads than others. Obviously, as I always say on this channel, RH tokens are the gold standard of crypto. That's just the way it is. Dingo Wolf in the house there, 100%. Woohoo! And third place for Hexcellence in the house there as well. Bitfinex says going live again. Come one, let's go. We're massively appreciating your consistency. You're the man, Suit Man. Big Richard Hart fist pump there, and of course he's wearing his massive gauntlet there with the Pulsechain and PulseX there, and we've got a spare spot there from looks at with this awesome watch. So excellent choice says no worries, Superman. It must be something in the ear. I had a problem last week myself. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame there, Excellence. I hope things have turned around as well. Excellent choice says you do a great job, Superman. Appreciate that. And then I wrote, of course, freedom. Of course, we all like to have fun and freedom. Excellent choice has got thumbs up there. Bitfinex in the house there. That's a great thumbnail of the king of crypto. Absolutely. I love this theme now. This thumbnail is so amazing. I love just the power in the gauntlet there, of course. You know, flip the fingers and Pulsechain's coming. That's what we're waiting for. Bam, Pulsechain comes and away we go. Now, what's it? Precisely Thanos heart with the Daytona watch. Love it. Yeah, so good. And I love all the colors on it. So beautiful. That's for sure. Yeah, and I responded, I love this image of RH. It's so damn cool. It's my favorite. I've used this at least 2 or 3 times, to be honest. It really is cool. Joe Bloke is in the house there. Hex Token is the man. I get so much great info from your streams. Keep up the knowledge bombs coming. Hey, thanks, Joe Bloke. Appreciate that. Hey, I'm going to leave a timestamp in the video, of course, afterwards. I've actually got to go back through a few other videos that I've done to put those timestamps on, but we'll definitely have it on for this one. And Ace is in the house with the emojis. Joe Blow Crypto says, Pulsechain, I loved your multiverse slides with Rag Richard. So creative. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check out the Biz with Briz on Rags to Riches show earlier today. And of course, he went through the multiverse of Richard Hart. Richard Hart might have been working as a waiter in different multiverses, just different stuff that he's doing. But in this universe, of course, he is the king of crypto. So it's going to be pretty cool. But then it says, Pulsechain, this is some of the best in the game, and you turned me in this direction. My man, says Bitfinex. And Hexagon says, my Hex FOMO is getting to me. I might not be able to stick to my plan and buy very soon instead. Awesome thumbnail, says Ace. It is absolutely beautiful. The best thumbnail, I agree. Yeah, I really love it. And let me know, by the way, if you see other really good thumbnails of Richard's that are like this sort of thing, let me know, because I'd love to have it. Either post the link in the Discord for Hex Token, or contact me on Twitter at TokenHex at Twitter, and let me know, because I'm after more and more of these cool thumbnails. We had a good sign, by the way. The ice cream truck, Mr. Whippy, came in. That's a pretty good sign for this live stream. Surely, you're the man. I appreciate that, Surely Fortress. Mexican says, I love a bit of Mr. Whippy, man. Kicking that footy as a kid and you hear the sound coming. It is kind of cool way. You have those childhood memories with Mr. Whippy. It is very, very cool. Whole generation says, woohoo, back at it again. That's right. 2 live streams a day here on Hex Token channel covering Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. And we love it. That's why we do it, because we love it. Think Wolf in the house there. Make it here. You're a machine. Yeah. DGM is in the house there. Looking forward to the first Hex Token live stream. Hey, DGM, great to have you in the chat. And of course, welcome to the community. We're having a lot of fun, man. We're getting ready. It's the quiet before the storm, and we've got our positions ready. We're going to go hardcore. Ace555 says echo. And of course, how are we doing today, Hex Token? Very good, says RDM. Yeah, feeling very good. And get a chalk top. Yeah, I would get a chalk top, but of course we've got to do the live stream, so I've got to balance off the competing things there. That's hilarious. Sandeep in the house from India. Good to see you, Sandeep. Woohoo! Welcome. Big shout out to Calcutta. And David Gomez. Hey, Sandeep, I hope that you're spreading the word around in Calcutta there about Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex, of course. Do the good stuff there. And you definitely got to meet up with Mr. Farage as well. So you can contact him in the Discord, and you guys should meet up and have a good chat about that. David Gomez is announced there. Hello, everybody. And Otis as well is in here from British Columbia. Wow, I love the fact that everyone's from around the world. It is so good, and it really is cool. D-Hex in the house there. Hello all, and Katie as well. Woo-hoo! The Johnny's in there too. Morning, bro. Looking great again. I appreciate that. You've got my old Top Gun cap back on again. It is a bit cool now in the evenings here in New Zealand. Sunny days, but cool evenings. RDM says, what are the odds that BitBoy starts promoting Pulsechain and Hex a month after mainnet? Probably one day after mainnet, RDM. Probably one day, maybe 2 days afterwards. Maybe when the bridge opens up so he can do his ratio trading. It's probably going to be the case there. Ivan Cicadix in house. Hello, Hex Token. Hello, Hexacana. Hey, I like that, Hexacana. That's really stylish. Cool. And it's down there, says, woo-hoo-hoo. And names in there too. Love the excitement in the channel. Cuban Hex Traffic says, what up, family? Howdy, says Brennan. Man, we've got lots of people coming in, man. This is what the community is about, coming in for the party, because we all know what's coming, right? It's the biggest thing in crypto is coming down the pipeline, of course, and we're going to be covering the ultimate guide to the Pulsechain launch for beginners. It's going to be really, really fun. Animated, of course. You can't do it without an animated presentation. Well, you can, but this is going to be one. Brennan says, woo, Mr. Whippy in the house. Woo, yeah, he's just outside out the door there. It's probably gone down the road now, but that's how we roll there. We got a few other comments here. Hey, Francis, good to see you. Blenny Blanco's in the house as well. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good morning, says Gonzo Hop. Good to see you in the house there. D Hex as well there. Let's go Hexkins, Pulsexkins. 8 days to Pulse launch. Woo-hoo. It's getting pretty close. And of course, Richard's wanting to tidy up those sacrifice balances. If you haven't checked the sacrifice balances, check the community tab here on Hex Token. You'll be able to find the app and go and check them for sure. Hex Force says, ready for some Hex Token pumping. Woohoo! Yeah, we're going to get to the price chart. So we've got the presentation as the first half of the live stream, and then we're going to get into all the prices stuff after that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Benny Blanca says, North Carolina at the beach. Nice. That is pretty cool. I've been to North Carolina once for a wedding, and I always remember that place. My cousin's wedding, actually, to be honest. What else we got going else in there? We got, let me just get on there. I think we're up to date on the comments there. So I'm going to jump ahead. We've got 40 people in the house. So let's get started. We'll have a lot more people come on, no doubt. We're into it. So let's go. The ultimate guide to Pulsechain launch for beginners. Animated presentation. And this thumbnail is legitly lit. I think this is pretty awesome. Pulsechain. Pulsex. X. Richard Hard. Here we go. Live here in the year 2022. Welcome to the future. It's going to be pretty amazing. So let's go for it. Boom. All right. So Pulsechain is coming. Boom. And of course, we're going to go through this first slide. You guys have seen this before. This first slide, we're going to go through it pretty quickly. We've got existing at the moment is we've got Ethereum. And of course, you can see that all coming into place there at the moment. So we've got Ethereum at the moment. Of course, we've gone through this. You want to check out a live stream I did about a day ago. Ethereum is massive, right? With massive. Over $300 billion at any particular point in time. It is incredible generally. I don't know what the price is today, though, because the price has had a pullback, but it's pretty massive. And, of course, Hex is sitting on there as a ERC20 token and has been amazing. It's been pretty much one of the best tokens out there for 2020, 2021. It's pretty much the best token out there doing 1 million%, 10,000x, and 20,000x if you've been staking. So pretty amazing there. Maybe 22,000x for some people. So pretty amazing there. And of course, we have Ethereum there. That's the native token on the chain. We have all the ERC20s. We have other contracts, 721s, 1155s, 677s, etc. Bridge tokens. We got Uni token there. Of course, is like the DEX token. We have Uniswap version 1, 2, and 3. And of course, version 1 was originally just ETH pairs. And of course, version 2 opened it up to ERC to ERC, ERC to ERC 20 pairs. So you could have that. And of course, V3 went the next step further and allowed you to do one-sided liquidity pools and particularly target particular curves. So we've got 3 different types there, and they've all evolved. And Uniswap has been a super success. Hex helped make Uniswap a success. Richard encouraged adoption and really made that chain. And of course, the any airdrop to Hex stakers was amazing. So we love that. Obviously, ETH chain there, the biggest problem that they're having is high gas fees that even today that still is perturbing. And of course, we need a better solution for that. And hence, of course, the S-load function in there, the storage function has been increased many times. And of course, that has raised some issues around end staking fees for Hex stakes. Obviously, ETH 2.0 is coming down the road there, but that's probably a multi-year process going from a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake to full proof of stake. And then, of course, having sharding after that. And that's really, sharding is the really stuff that's expected to increase the transactions per second and, of course, start relieve the network a bit. What that's going to do for the S-load function, still questionable. But once again, what is the solution that Richard Hart came up with? Pulsechain, of course. So let's get into that. We're going to go new, of course. Woo! We got Pulsechain. Bam! I have updated some of the colors in this particular slide, so it's pretty cool. We got Pulsechain. Bam! I love this Pulsechain. Got to get excited about it. And man, I'm too excited about this Pulsechain, man. I got to slap myself. Bam, 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 bam. That's too excited. Anyway, so we're going to jump on to the next one. We got Uniswap, of course. V2. We're going to have Pulsex, of course. Potentially the first super DEX. And what do I mean by that? It means that it's so well designed with the supporting features that it could rival the native token on the chain. Woohoo! Super DEX. We're going to talk more about that later, but it's pretty awesome. And of course, we've got the Hex token getting copied over on Pulsechain, P-Hex or Hex on Pulsechain, however you want to term it. And we're going to have all, instead of having Ethereum as the native token, we're going to have Pulse as the native token. And of course, that's going to be a really attractive. A lot of people want the native token. And it's going to be crazy stuff there. And of course, we've got the incentive token for yield farmers, going to attract those yield farmers deflationary. And of course, that's going to be a lot of fun too. And of course, we're going to have all PRC 20s. So that includes other contracts, PRC 721s, 1155s, etc. Some of the main ones there. So it's going to be fascinating to see this play out. So this is what Richard Hart is bringing to the table. And of course, now we're going to look at the fact that, yes, Pulsechain is coming, but we're going to look at some of the launch mechanics. So the ultimate guide for beginners here coming up on the next slide. So let's have a look at what we've got coming. Obviously, we've got the bridge coming up. That is the ultimate. That's going to bring connect the two chains, and that economic energy is going to be like an explosion. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And we're going to look at that later in the live stream too. And we've got third-party pools coming in, of course. That means people wanting to airdrop to holders of Pulsex, potentially Pulse, things like that. So that stuff is a question mark, but we're expecting a lot of that to happen as well. And, of course, we've got the Fiat Gateway coming. Man, oh, man. So they thought the bridge was good. The Fiat Gateway is going to be insane in the membrane. We'll probably have multiple solutions coming, some through centralized exchanges, some through direct gateways, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And, of course, you've got those two in orange there. They're both in orange because that there takes the Pulse chain and opens it from a closed system into an open system. And that's when things really start to party as well. So it's going to be so much fun. And then, of course, a month later, maybe 6-8 weeks later, we've got liquid loans coming in. And man, oh man, oh man, it is going to be so good to see that pump the Pulse price. Never have to sell Pulse and be able to leverage land. And, of course, that's going to supercharge whatever the awesomeness was in the first month, 6 weeks on Pulsechain launch was going to be incredible with the bridge and everything else. That's going to be a second wave of awesomeness coming into the chain, potentially thousands of people utilizing that. Remember, liquid loans to do $46 million, include the Hex Godwell. It is a big deal. And, of course, Magic Carp Ride was in there too. And so that's going to supercharge if you thought it was good without liquid loans, it is amazing without liquid loans. Add liquid loans into it, and man, oh man, you've got absolutely another explosion. And so you're going to see wave after wave of value creation on the Pulsechain. It's going to be insane. So that there, folks, Pulsechain is coming. Hope you guys are excited. Let's look at some of the key features it has, of course. we've got the network with Pulsechain, super fast, super cheap. You don't have the high gas fees on Ethereum. And of course, that's going to be a major game changer. That's what people want when they're creating DeFi projects, creating GameFi projects, NFTs. They want things to be super cheap. They want to be able to have that no friction. And of course, that's going to be amazing for the chain. We've also got, of course, the exchange with Pulsex. Could be the first super DEX. Really so well designed with the magical buy and burn. $1 billion of buy and burn would be $1 billion of trade would equal about $700,000 of buy and burn every day. Absolutely amazing. It could be the first super DEX, and of course challenge the value of the native token Pulse. Obviously, a lot of people will be after that token, and of course that is the native token, just like they were after Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum did over 16,000x. What can Pulsechain do? Some of the biggest whales think that may do from the price discovery. In other words, the lowest point may do 11,000x within 2 years, and that possibly is conservative. So we will watch out for that. Obviously, Pulse X2 up to 8,000x from the all-time low price discovery. And that discovery price is after Pulsechain launches. It's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out. Really is cool. So there we are, folks. We've got the network and exchange. We've got the savings program, of course, with Hex. Hex is the ultimate saving program, around 38% for a 6.5 year stake, and of course around 13% for a year stake. So pretty powerful stuff there as well. And of course, that is the ultimate their DeFi from Rich Hart. So that's what's coming. Pulsechain is coming. So let's get into the launch. We got Pulsechain and Pulsex launch, of course, going to happen. And we've got to have AMM bot. It will mint some Pulse, and then it's going to harvest the PRCs and put that in Pulsex. That's what we're expecting to see. And of course, we've got the AMM bot harvest ETH pairs. So this is just for the Ethereum pairs, and that's going to be happening. And of course, if we pull this in, we're going to see the AMM bot harvest all the ETH pairs. Now, this is before everybody gets to ratio trade. And of course, this is kind of like your first trade. If you think about it, AMM bot's pretty much going to set up that first trade in some ways. And of course, after that, we're going to have Pulsex. So AMM bot's going to harvest the ETH pairs, and it's going to go into the Pulsex, and we're going to have all these beautiful pairs set up. And of course, that's going to protect the LP provision as well, from old LP on the left to the new LP on the right. It's going to be fascinating. We could have up to 3 trillion Pulse minted for that, in addition to around about 12.4 trillion for the public hands, and that excludes the origin account supply. Total supply of Pulse. Pulse may end up being around about 131, 133 trillion, some in that ballpark there. So pretty powerful stuff. And this is one of the key pieces of magic to Pulsechain launch that's going to happen before you get to ratio trade. It's all going to be set up for you like that. And of course, large AMMs are going to be harvested. At the moment, of course, we've got Uniswap version 1, 2 at the moment, and version 3 is in private test network. And if Richard has reviewed that, an approach is fine, because obviously they're testing different approaches of harvesting V3. As I said earlier, it's more complicated because you can have one-sided pools and other things there as well. So that's question mark there. We've also got SushiSwap, of course, and currently on Pulsechain Testnet 2 VP. This is what we've had: Uniswap version 1, 2, and SushiSwap. And of course, we potentially have things like Balancer, Bancor, and other exchanges, maybe 0x and things like that. I've got a little asterisk next to them because those haven't been confirmed, just mentioned in the past. So for sure. And of course, they're not in the Pulsechain testnet that we see on the update on GitLab either. So that's the sort of things we're going to be able to see there. So hopefully that there gives you a nice visual picture of what's going to happen in a very simple way. It's going to be absolutely amazing to see that play out. All right, so cool. Let's get on to the next one. We're going to go to Pulse Strategies ratio trading. And of course, this is something that's very popular at the moment. So we're going to have a look at this. We've got Pulse. We've got Pulsex. So we've got Pulse and Pulsex. So let's get to Pulse. Obviously, Pulse is the native token on the chain. It's going to be pretty powerful. A lot of people are going to be after it. And of course, we may have around about 50,000 wallets with Pulse in their wallets. And of course, a lot of people are going to be wanting that is the native token, that is the ETH. The ETH on Ethereum, Pulse is the ETH on Pulsechain. It's pretty powerful. We know that there's only a few relatively low amount of wallets that have got it, around about 50,000. Obviously, the sacrifice for that went from the 15th of July officially all through to the 3rd of August, then a mercy period all the way through to the 6th of April this year. And of course, that was finalized so that we could get the sacrifice balances finalized. And of course, we've got maybe about 12.3 trillion, some in that ballpark, in public hands there, excluding the origin accounts. So very, very powerful. The biggest whale has about 1.1 trillion from memory. And of course, that gives you a good idea. Overwatch, Hex God Whale, things like that, and have sacrificed. We have a good representation of Pulsechain Sacrifice with Hex Sacrifices, but we do have a lot of new players in the block as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see that. So we've got about 50,000 wallets, let's say. And of course, we know that with PulseX is going to be there too, that people are going to be wanting these tokens as well. So they're going to want PulseX as well. And of course, there's going to be a big game off between these. And of course, PulseX, I think eventually will be the super DEX. It could very well do that, be the first one that challenges the native token. But will it happen at first? Will it happen at first? I do believe that Pulse, in my opinion, is going to be the one first. And then PulseX, wealth will switch more into PulseX. But that being said, the ratios will really determine it. If the ratios get too wild, people will be accumulating a lot of PulseX because of the tokenomics. You've got the total supply of Pulse and PulseX at the beginning, fixed through the sacrifices. And of course, they're going to go down over time with the fee burn on Pulse, and of course with the buy and burn, which is ginormous financially. The numbers don't even equate on PulseX. So it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see that. Now, PulseX will probably have about 121, 122 trillion supply, so less than Pulse by maybe about 10 trillion. And of course, around about 17 trillion is going to be in the public hands. So you got about 12.3 versus 12, 17 trillion there as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see that play out. Of course, the Origin wallet controls a certain amount, so it costs about 90% in Pulse and about 77% in PulseX. So it's going to be an interesting play. We kind of take that off the board there and consider it an active liquidity that it acts similar that it does in the Hex chain as kind of a financial operator. And so that's kind of, we put that up to the side. So really it's that public comparison there. But of course, on Pulse, we've got the AMM bot harvesting, as I talked about earlier, maybe around about 3.2 trillion up to. It could be on the lower end, but of course, if we get V3 harvesting, we've got all that more Pulse that needs to be printed. So it's likely to be towards the top end of that, in my view. And of course, that gives you some numbers that are pretty similar. Maybe Pulse around about 16.5 trillion, maybe PulseX around about 17 trillion, and we're going to see that play out. So the total supply at the beginning, woo, cool. A lot of people are going to want to get that. A lot of people that did PulseX missed out on Pulse because PulseX Sacrifice started on the 30th of December, running through to the 25th of February, and of course then had a mercy period through to the 6th of April, and both Pulse and PulseX mercy periods ended on the 6th of April there, just to tidy up the sacrifice balances. So the PulseX there is, a lot of people did say they sacrificed for that. We've seen polls after polls of people saying they do want a ratio relatively more PulseX for Pulse. So we're going to see a lot of competition in there for that. So what we could see from PulseX point of view, if people are, a certain amount of people are trading their PulseX down, we could see a higher rate than on Pulse. So one Pulse might be worth 2, 3, 4, may even get higher depending on who's playing at particular times on exchange. And so that's something that people have questioned. So that's going to be a big demand. We've also seen on the testnet, the ratio has been around about 2.5 to 3.5 on there a lot of times. It's an interesting trend. Obviously, testnet's just fake numbers, but the trend has been pretty similar over that period of time, which is kind of interesting, if not anything else. So definitely we know that people are wanting that. We also know that for the PLSX wallets, there's about 150,000 of those approximately. And of course, we have a PLS with about 50, so there's a 3-to-1 ratio there already. And of course, we know that people, they've got a 3-to-1 ratio. We've also know people have participated in PulseX to sacrifice for Pulse. And so we've got those kind of mechanisms to say that Pulse is going to be the one that people are going to be after more originally at the beginning and then flow over. Now, this is just in the first day or two of ratio trading. And of course, this is before the bridge opens up. So that's absolutely another game altogether. You've got a whole nother form of demand coming over from that. Now, obviously, we've got other tokens, not just PLS and PLSX. We've got Hex, of course. Hex is going to get copied over to Pulsechain, and Hex is the golden child, as it were, the ultimate savings product. And of course, we're going to have a lot of people doing Hex here. So, if we have a couple of a ratio, say, let's say, argument's sake, for PLX of, say, 2 to 4x there on Pulse, so 2 to 4 per Pulse. On Hex, of course, we might have somewhere like 40 to 80, but it could get actually really high. Could get really high because the market can do crazy things, right? But sort of theoretically, maybe 40 to 80 there Hex per Pulse, for example. And so we're going to have a lot of people have already said they're going to be buying Hex or using some of their liquid Hex to trade for Pulse. So really, I feel that these two here, the Hex and the Pulse here, are going to be trading the ratio down. Now, as they do that, of course, as people do ratio trade that preference, that direction, if that is correct, then, of course, that makes the rate worse. So every time one person goes, next person goes, the rate gets worse and worse. So in other words, for one PLS, you need a lot more PulseX or not a lot more PX, Hex on Pulsechain to get that ratio. So people are jumping on each other, and that's sort of self-fulfilling, right? So we could see an interesting there. And obviously, if we've got multiple chains happening, it's going to be multiple trading pairs, happening. That really the demand for Pulse is going to be an interesting play out there. I do think that there's a wave back though. So if one does jump on that at the beginning, people will see, oh, well, look at that Hex Pulse Hex. I can get so much of that with my Pulse. Maybe that's a better bet. Maybe I think that this ratio is just too big, and I'll be better off with the Pulse Hex if I get more of it now, and with play the slightly delayed game, because I think that the price of Pulse Hex is going to do better, relatively speaking, than the ratio that's currently in the market, right? And this ratio trading is pretty risky, right? Pretty risky, and I'm going to talk about that soon. Right, so that's where we got a Hex there, and of course we're going to see how that plays out. We've also got ERC popular, right? So popular ERCs, they're going to be in there. They're going to be PRCs, right? So popular ERCs is going to be popular PRCs, and of course that's things like SHIB, Link, Mana, Uni, all those sort of top 45, 50 tokens. They're going to be in big demand. They're going to have a separate trading pairs, right? Separate trading pairs from the other ones. So your Pulse X PLS pair. If we've got a lot of people trading that down, if we've got a Hex PLS pair, a lot of people trading that down. And then, of course, if you've got ERC 20s, you might actually be better off in those because maybe there's less people, relatively speaking, selling their PRC 20s in for Pulse, right? So that's probably one thing. These are unknowns, but possibly that sort of momentum may make sense and play out. And of course, they're in separate trading pairs. Now, obviously, all the pairs are kind of linked through the Pulse. And of course, we could see people go, oh, look at that ratio. And we could see some sort of arbitrage going on there to equal things out of time. But of course, at any particular point of time, that could get out of whack, right? If someone just sells or this or that. So it's going to be fascinating. Then, of course, we've got number 5. We've got ERC others. In other words, PRC other tokens, maybe in the top, a couple of hundred or something like that. And of course, there'll be if they've got ETH pairs. These are only for ETH pairs. They've got ETH in them as a trading pair now on Ethereum. They could end up being ratio trading, getting a relatively better rate for your original US dollar cost that you paid out, for example. So that's going to be interesting to see. And of course, ultimately, we're going to see all of this stuff here just spin around, and it's going to be a pretty crazy time the first day or two. And that's why I think it's good advice to, if you can do nothing, it's risky, do nothing if possible. If you can do that, obviously, there's going to be plenty of people ratio trading, and some people did miss out on Pulse, and so it's kind of inevitable. Pulse Hex seem to be popular pairs, but maybe some of these other pairs, ERC20 populars or other ERC20s, are going to be pretty popular too. Obviously, they're going to be PRC20s on Pulsechain. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see that. So that's sort of some of the relationships I think are going to play out, some of the trends that are probably going to play out with the ratio trading, and also I gave some numbers that I think are possible there. Now, I have seen numbers for PLSX Pulse ratio up to 17, so that's pretty hardcore. Now, the markets can do all sorts of weird things, but of course, depending on how big the liquidity pools are, is going to depend on who's playing as well, and moves that up. Imagine a seesaw going up and down. It's going to be a bit like that with the, it's going to be pretty crazy to see that. So you could have some big moves as well. We also know that some people have said they're going to be buying a lot of PHEX on Pulsechain, some big whales and stuff like that. But we also could see huge moves coming into Pulse from ERC20s and stuff like that. I really do feel that the Pulse is going to be the number one, and then Pulse Hex, then stuff will flow into Pulse Hex, and then ultimately I think those will flow into Hex as well in the first 2 days. Then, of course, we're going to get on to the next topic, and the next topic is, of course, the stake PLS with Pulsechain validators. Yes, it's not where you thought I was going. It's the next topic. So we're going to come back to the ratio trading in the next slide. So let's look at this. So we've got PulseX. So you're going to have Pulse, however you got it. Maybe you got it through the sacrifice. Maybe you ratio traded it for it, or maybe you get it through the bridge. After you've bridged some stuff over, you can get your Pulse. Now you're going to be able to stake that with validators. That's a pretty cool thing. Now the returns might be relatively low. Just take that into account. So it's just like a slow accumulation of a little bit of volume there. Obviously, the bigger bags you have, the more you'll be able to get to. It's going to be a slow ride there. Obviously, the price of Pulse has got to take time to go up as well. So we've got validators, of course. And, of course, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, maybe. The team's validators there, just like we've seen similar to the Pulsechain testnets, version 1, 2, and 3. Of course, version 1, we had 77 days. Version 2, we had 103 days. And currently, the version 3, we've had about 6 or 7 weeks. So it's going to be fascinating to see that play out. And, of course, that means that we're going to have a certain speed of the chain when it goes launched, just like we saw in the test nets there. Obviously, this is the main game. So the team will have a nice staging sheet to ramp up the chain to its ideal speed. And, of course, that's going to be pretty important. So let's say we have 3 validators. You're going to be able to stake with the validators. And this will depend on how much PLS you hold, of course, because the validators are ranked by the size of the amount of PLS tokens, the native token on Pulsechain, and that will be staked with these, right? So this is going to be very important. And, of course, that you need about 0.01% of the total amount staked to be able to qualify to stake with these. Otherwise, you won't be able to stake with them. You don't have enough. But good thing for you, if you're a small or a retail book, in the retail book, maybe slightly bigger, you will be able to have other ones here. So there'll be other validators coming online, maybe the David Fedders of the world, maybe the Liquid Loans validator, maybe Hodl Dog, these kind of validators coming into play. And you're going to see over time this ramp up pretty quickly, I would imagine, to get to the performance of the blockchain at 3-second blocks. So it's going to be pretty impressive. Remember, Ethereum is about 13-second blocks. And, of course, we're going to be looking at trying to get to 3-second blocks, just like we do in Pulsechain at the moment on the testnet, which we're going to look at later. So we've got this going on there. We've got to get up to 33 validators, remember? And, of course, these are ranked, of course, up to 33. So that's our final number of validators that we're going to have. And you're going to be able to stake with any one of these. And some of these will be popular ones with well-known names like Liquid Loans. Others will be, people that you don't really know. They're anonymous, but they're running chains, and maybe they just managed to get in the top 33. Maybe they're reliable or this or that. So it's going to be pretty important. Now, obviously, on the top here, you're going to have the high stakes. The number 1's going to have the most PLS stake with it. And, of course, number 3 will have the lowest. And this is what they call will be in rotation. And, of course, a day of rotation is 28,800 blocks, which is 3 times as many as Ethereum has in a day. So because it's about 13-second block times. So it's going to be pretty neat to see this. Now, obviously, on number 33, if you've got a very small amount of PLS, you might be able to stake with some of the smaller validators there because you need 0.01% of a smaller amount of Pulse stake with them. But they may all be operating, and they'll all have different sharing percentages, revenue sharing. Some might have 100%, some might have 95%, some might have 50%. So, you're going to try your luck there in some cases as well. But it should be fairly competitive where people are trying to give you as much as possible with that. Now, obviously, there's going to be more validators than these 33 that are in rotation eventually. And, of course, as we get up towards 33, we'll get towards, at some stage during that, get towards 3-second block times. And that's going to be really cool. So don't expect necessarily the chain to really be firing out of the gate, but you will be able to stake your pulse and get some safe. This is very safe staking. You accumulate your volume very slowly, but nevertheless, you're doing it in a safe way. And, of course, you just watch the price go up. Now, obviously, native token, like I say, Ethereum doing 16,000x. What can Pulsechain do? It could be absolutely incredible. And, of course, any extra volume you accumulate could be a really master play. The main game really is can you safely accumulate volume? And, of course, let the price ride up and do its thing. It's going to be pretty powerful there. Obviously, there's going to be other validators. And you can see in gray, these are ones that are out of rotation. They don't have enough staked. And possibly one of those reasons is because they have a lot of misdemeanors and get ticketed for that. And, of course, not operating very efficiently. Maybe they have servers down, stuff like that. And so we've going to have a lot more than 33 in the market. But, of course, number 34, 35, 36, just not enough PLS staked. Maybe number 36 had been a bad operator and, of course, may have been in the top 33, but got pushed out because people unstaked with them and then staked with one of these top 33 performers. So it's going to be pretty neat to see that. So you can stake with PLS with the Pulsechain validators. Going to be pretty cool. And, of course, that's also going to contribute not only to you getting a bit more pulse, but to the chain itself. You're actually helping the chain in that sense that you are supporting the chain's validator, which is pretty cool as well. Now, obviously, there's going to be other alternatives coming 4 to 8 weeks later with things like Liquid Loans. There'll be other third-party dApps that are going to try and attract your pulse. So you're going to be careful with what you get yourself into. Once again, the price is up and to the right. That's what we're expecting, and that's the main game for the native token. just like Ethereum was. So you're basically like a Genesis holder. If you're in the first early days of Ethereum, you're like that on Pulsechain. It is going to be a remarkable ride. All right, so that's pretty cool with this validator staking. We can get on to the next topic, and of course, Pulsechain bridge, boom. And of course, this is the final slide. And of course, we're going to get into this. We've got that little bridge there. How do you like that? Pretty cool. We got a flag there. I was going to try and turn that into a Hex flag or a Pulsechain flag, but hey, didn't have time for that. And then we got Pulsechain on one side of the bridge. That's our chain. If you remember the first diagram that we had, of course, that the whole Pulsechain set up there. And of course, we got on the other side, we got Ethereum. Boom. Of course, there's going to be connected. This guy's going to be connected up. That value of an Ethereum is going to transfer over into Pulsechain. And of course, the load's going to be reduced. And that may actually benefit Ethereum users as well, not just from a fee point of view, but also from a potential value point of view as well, ironically. So it's going to be pretty cool. Obviously, on the Pulsechain, it's going to be massive, super fast, super cheap, up to 4 times faster, maybe 5 times, possibly even faster than that. And also super cheap, right? Super cheap. So for one pulse, they potentially could do hundreds, if not just over 1,000. Someone gave me a number of 1,300 transactions per pulse, but really just depends on what smart contract you're getting into at the time, how the chain goes, everything like that. So pretty powerful stuff. So after 1 or 2 days of ratio trading, we saw earlier on the third slide, we're getting into the fact that now we're moving past that point. People have done their ratio trading, they've placed their bets, and many people hopefully have been risk averse and just held their bags, not getting too tricky there with their bags. And of course, really does depend on what you're trying to do. And then, of course, we're going to look at having value come through the chain. This is the main game, of course. We've already got liquidity pairs set up on PulseX, but now we're going to get what we call bridge pairs set up as USD stables and things like that start coming over the chain there. So we're going to look at this in action there. There's USD coming in the Pulsechain, and there we are. Pulsechain's coming in. You saw some USD. I just showed you. It drove itself across this bridge. USD came from Ethereum stablecoin and bridged over, and now that's going to bridge in with some pairs. As soon as it goes through one liquidity pair, it's going to start filtering through the whole network there. And we're going to have beautiful US dollar pairings there from that point of view. Now, obviously, we'll probably, with some of the PRC20 copies, we'll probably have some sense of price with those as well. But there is unknowns there. And of course, with the bridging the ERC stuff over as a wrapped token, then it's going to come over to the Pulsechain. We'll be able to pair that up with some good pairings like PLS, PLX, USDC, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. What else can we bring over? Well, look at this. We've got going to be able to bring over other stuff. Some ERC20s are coming in. There we are. You saw that? Did you see the ERC20s? They came in over the bridge. Did you see that? That was cool. So ERC20s coming in, wrap tokens. Of course, they have different ticker names when they get over to Pulsechain. But of course, if you've seen the bridge videos, you would see that already. But of course, it's a two-way street, right? It's not just one way. It's not a uni street, as it were, unilateral. It's a bilateral. It's a two-way street here. And of course, we've got this one here, PLS going over the other side. Boom, yeah, PLS has arrived. Ethereum, welcome to PLS coming to the network. Oh my goodness, it is starting to take over. Welcome to this, but it's going to be pretty awesome. Hope you're excited, man. I'm excited. I just found that animation. That is pretty cool. So that there is the end of the presentation, folks. Hope you like that. That's pretty much an introduction, the ultimate guide to Pulsechain launch, of course, for beginners. And of course, many of you out there are pros. You know a lot of this stuff, but that is pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to get on to the second part of this presentation, and that is have a quick look at what is actually happening in the real world. So that was a presentation conceptually about things. But of course, we've got testnet there running at the moment. Testnet version 2B is up and running, and Pulsechain's coming closely. 3-second block times at the moment on testnet. That's what we're going to get on mainnet. We're going to have to ramp up to that in a short order, and the team will try and do that as fast as they can. And of course, we've got the transactions on there too. Now, sitting on this is the Block Explorer. It's kind of like a window into the blockchain, allows you to query everything. But of course, on Pulsechain, we're actually going to have validators. Remember, I talked about stating Pulse with the validators. You can see that on the testnet here, we have these top validators here at the moment, and they're all ranked on the right-hand side. If you can see that, bam, bam. Let me just take that down a bit. They're all ranked by the amount of Pulse that they have in their stake with them by individuals. So that's very important. And you'll be able to stake with that. So if we zoom out of that, of course, let me just zoom out of that. We've actually got active stakes. So you can see I've actually staked some test pulse here on the blockchain, and of course earning some rewards there from the pulse that I've got there. Now it's going to be very modest, but once again I'm still earning some test pulse there as well. So cool. And of course with that, of course we can stake with validators, as I said in the presentation. But of course, people are going to want a ratio trade. So we've got ratio trading. You can see on testnet currently the ratio is about 3.16. So one pulse equals about 3.16 pulse X. It's going to be interesting to see what this is like. Like I say, it depends on the size of the liquidity pool. It depends on the size of the players trading. And of course, it depends on the direction that people are trading in. But I think the direction's kind of clear to me based on everything we've seen from the PulseX phase, what people are saying, from the polls that we've had, from the testnet, and I kind of feel that the direction's kind of clear, at least at the beginning. And then, of course, any big opportunities that people see the ratio is too big, they'll come in and say, nah, I'm going to swap over my pulse. If I can get 10 PulseX for a pulse, we could see stuff going back the other way. Do you see what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see at what level there's this elasticity, and then the elasticity builds, snaps back. It's going to be fascinating to see that play out. Now, no one really knows. It's going to be fascinating to see that for sure. Obviously, people's perceptions about value are different from the cost that we had in Sacrifice. So the perception about value in markets is very different. The energy, the hype, the excitement, the scarcity is going to be very, very powerful. Like I said, there's about 50,000 wallets in Pulse, about 150,000 in PulseX. We've got the Hex people coming over that people have said they also want the Pulse. So see what I mean? Some of those people will want PulseX. So there will be this crisscross over, as you saw in the presentation. There will be that going on. And of course, we're going to find out which one wins. The net outcome on each one will decide the particular ratio at a particular point in the day. So the day will show something like this possibly until it sort of quiets down. Then maybe a big fish comes in, it starts moving around again. So we're going to see a lot of that sort of action there. That wavy there's kind of the market price going up, the ratio price going up and down as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see that. That's cool stuff we got there. We've got the exchange, the liquidity there, being able to add liquidity, take your liquidity with LP tokens, which are your ownership tokens, take those, farm them, and get an extra incentive. So you're earning fees and incentive tokens. Very, very cool. And that incentive token is kind of that fourth token. We've got Hex, Pulse, and of course the incentive token there. You'll be able to earn that as well. Later, after the launch, possibly later on, obviously the team has indicated that we probably won't have an incentive token at this stage unless Richard Art does some magic there. But we should have some pools as well, third-party pools. I put that in the presentation on the first slide. And, of course, you'd have those as well, and you'll be able to earn that. Now, these are super popular, right, because these have no permanent loss risk issues. And, of course, you can earn a lot of incentives and then just trade that in potentially into other tokens or hold the incentive token. We'll say, this party token could be a third-party project. It might be a good project, might not be so. There's going to be a bit of gamification around that too. Awesome stuff. We also talked about the buy and burn. Obviously, you can actually get a bounty for doing a buy and burn. It's a public callable function, and of course you can do that at any particular time. You can see some of the peers here. You just have to click the burn there. It'll give you an idea of what the bounty is at the moment. I did one earlier today. It was about $1.20. I did two of them, about $1.20 in total, and fees there. So that would be quite useful for little people, little wallets that want to accumulate stuff. So it's pretty powerful. So also, there's going to be the voting DAO as well. So there's lots of ecosystems. So what have we seen? The Pulsechain testnet running really nicely. We've seen the validators. You can stake your PLS with them. And we can see that you can do yield farming and, of course, get the incentive token. Pretty powerful. We've got the buy and burn every transaction of every pair, maybe 5,000, 6,000 trading pairs, maybe 10,000 or more. PulseX could be the first true super DEX, and not just challenging Pulse over time, that is, but also doing incredible volumes, possibly beyond our wildest dreams, and maybe take over the DEXs, maybe even start challenging Binance in terms of volume and taking second spot. So that's also possibly in the roadmap. This is how good doing a first system stake copy of Ethereum could possibly be, and with all the superior tokenomics of PulseX and Pulse, it's going to be absolute madhouse. The bridge opening up is the main game. Of course, people will be able to bridge over their tokens over and pair them up with their airdrops that they got for free. So that is the magic there as well. There's so much good stuff. And of course, that's why we're making, expectations like this, at least my opinions, of course, nothing investment advice. on this channel, but it's pretty powerful. On top of that, of course, we've got the bridge. This is what the bridge looks like. So we showed you with the cars coming over with the ERC20s and the Pulse token and their cars going over that bridge. This is basically what the bridge really looks like, obviously. And of course, you can bridge between Pulse and Pulsex there. We also potentially could have third-party bridges coming in much faster than the official bridge. That's an unknown. We will see how that goes. But if in any case, this bridge is expected to come 1 or 2 days after the launch, and of course after the ratio trading and the AMM bot has run. So it's going to be pretty cool. So you need to learn how to use Pulsex. You need to learn how to use the bridge. Those are the 2 takeaways for you if you're wanting to use that, of course. And if you're going to do ratio trading, you should be spending a lot of time on Pulsex here, thinking about the numbers here, watching lots of videos, seeing if you can find any good data analysis. But once again, it's going to be crazy times in the first day or 2. That's why most people will tell you just don't do anything is the best strategy if you can do that. Obviously, some of you are desperate for the Pulse. Obviously, getting Pulse and Pulsex and things like that in the first couple of months is typically the best. I think that's is the case for most chains that we've seen on price charts. So that's definitely going to be a good play. The other thing, of course, is if you've got Hex, you'll be on Pulsechain, you'll be able to stake your Hex and get up to 38% on the average period of time. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be a complete fork of Hex on Pulsechain. Hex on Pulsechain is going to be a complete fork of Hex on Ethereum. So your stakes on Ethereum will get copied over to Pulsechain. Your liquid Hex on Ethereum is going to get over to Pulsechain. And then, of course, after that, they're going to take different paths over time. Slowly, over time, they'll start taking different paths based on people's behavior with staking, buying Hex, etc. as well. But the rate of return is so good. And as I said in my first slide, it really is the ultimate savings product. So I really do feel that Pulsechain, Pulsex, and then Hex are going to have an absolute good time. And of course, the incentive token could do surprisingly well as well, because that is deflationary. And of course, yield farmers are after that, and that has a speculative element to it as well. And of course, Richard may have a few surprises in store for us around all this as well. So that's some of the things that typically Richard does. That's why he wears that magic glove on the thumbnail, because he does have some pretty good tricks up his sleeve for things like that. So very cool. So that there, folks, is the end of the presentation. That's the second half. That shows you the reality of what's going on. And of course, mainnet is expected pretty soon. We're kind of expecting it mid-May, 50-50 chance mid-May, 75% chance of a week later. That is not far away, somewhere between 19 and 16 days away. It is getting pretty close. So that's pretty cool. So that's why we get it on the Hex chart here. You can see that mid-May is this first blue vertical line. And of course, this period later here, 16th. And of course, not 22nd, the 24th of May is 7 days later. So somewhere in here is looking between 50-50 and 75% chance here for the launch. So it's getting really close. Now, also, Richard did give out a tweet yesterday, I think it was, about SAC balances and telling everybody go check them because it may have been 2 days ago or yesterday, I can't remember now. But basically go and check them because he's trying to wrap those up. And that's very, very powerful. So we're going to getting pretty close here, as you can see. And of course, Hex price performing fairly well at the moment at the current resistance level, just before the next breakout target at 28.5 cents here. So very, very cool. We're going to get into prices now. This is the second half of the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to get into the chat there, catch up on all the comments. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stuff to talk about. But before we do that, we're going to get back into the link here. I'm going to post the link in the video description if you want to check that out. So let's let me do that. While I do that, let me get a link to that. And we're going to copy that so anyone can view that presentation if you want that. I'm just going to go in and share that as well. Let's go into the live stream here and add that in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell and all that good stuff. And share the video around. That'd be really, really cool. And we're going to paste it in. So that is now, if you refresh your browser, you'll be able to see that. And about 3, 2, 1. That should be there now. Cool. All right, cool stuff there. Let's get into the chat and see how everything's going. I'm going to put this on the 1 hour chart and zoom in on this. Bam. And we're going to pull that up there. There we are on the 1 hour. Looking pretty good, actually. We're looking pretty good. We're going to talk about that shortly. Let's get into some of the comments here. We've got Francis in the house. Woohoo! Pretty excited. Maxi Clan Assemble. Yeah, Maxi's done super well. We're going to talk about Maxi soon. We'll probably have a look at the dashboard as well. Mr. Frozen House from India. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. And Black Benny's in there as well. Every day we get closer. Absolutely. Let's see how far behind. They're 40 minutes behind on the chat there. I'm going to have to really speed through this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Discord. The link there as well. What else we got here? Revs in the house there. Sup, peoples? Usher says we will be millionaires. Woohoo, sir. Yeah, I'd be excited for sure. Brandon says, I'm going to say it on behalf of Lies Beneath, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely. Ace says, love the presentation, Superman. I appreciate that, Ace555. And we're going to do more good presentations like that. I really had fun doing that. And yeah, the animated presentation's really, really cool. And Adan says, what's up, Hex Token? Excellent stream. Love your show, my bro. Woo, mate. Let's go, Pulsechain, the best ecosystem in crypto. Absolutely. Craig is in the house there as well. Woo, good to see you, Craig. CJ there too. Let's jump through some of these. Should I buy my mama flowers for Hallmark Monday holiday? I think so, Human Director. I think you get some pretty good brownie points there from your mother. That's for sure. Hex would be a great gift. Says excellent choice. That would also be good as well. Now we did see Get Hex do stakes for 8 of her grandchildren, and of course that's a beautiful thing. We've got 8 young more Hexkins that was out yesterday. That was such a cool video. Human XJ says chill and relax. That's the way to go as well. DGM says he's taking you a machine. You don't stop for a breath, which shows you are super confident in your knowledge. Impressive, man. Hey, GM, appreciate that. Big shout out to you. Peace out. Peace and love. Greetings from sunny Miami, says Herberto. Hey, greetings to you, big sunny Miami. We've got quite a few people in Miami, of course, big crypto town, Miami. And, of course, great to have we've got quite a few people in Discord from there. So great to see them. Cheers, everybody from Miami. Fresh. We got Humberto there. The best strategy is simply do nothing. No brainer. Yeah, that's true. No risk taking for validators. That's true. No risk taking for validators. Feed the feta. Yeah, feta's going to be a pretty popular. We go back to that. Where is that? Let me find that. Dave Feta is going to be very popular. I know that Liquid Loans is wanting to challenge that top spot. And of course, Hodl Dog will probably be up there too. It's going to be very fascinating. How to Pulse as well. Some big brand names, kind of, if you think about it in the community, it's going to be very competitive for that. Visional says validating on testnet has been a ride. Yeah, has been a ride for sure. Let me sort of look at it. Visional says I pulled into Hex because I didn't have to work. I hated trading. I hate doing liquidity pulls. Absolutely. That's 13% annual return, 38% on a 6.5 year stake. It's pretty powerful stuff with Hex. And you're getting 2 for 1 at the moment. This is a limited time only. 2 for 1 Hex at the moment with Pulsechain coming up. Now, the one thing I was going to say is that if you've got ERC20s on exchanges, centralized exchanges, I really strongly suggest, obviously not investment advice, but I suggest that if you want to get the copy on Pulsechain, that you need to get those off. We don't know when the block height is going to be taken. So the earlier you get that off, the better, I guess. Once again, it's up to you. But you just don't know what the exchange is going to do with it. If history repeats itself, then I don't think it's a good play, and you just don't know what the exchange is going to do with all the ERC20 copies that they get copied over, which are PRC20s sitting in centralized exchanges. Remember, when you put your tokens with centralized exchanges, you're just using a digital one on their platform, and of course they've got all that crypto in their soft and hard wallets and cold wallets and things like that. So just remember that. So you might want to get your tokens off there if you want to get those into your own wallet. And of course, use good safety. If you've got a decentralized wallet like MetaMask, where you want to use hard wallets, but storage is preferred with Treasure and Leisure, and get some good videos for that as well. So definitely think about some of those issues if you're new to crypto. Also, I think there are simply too many richer looking folks coming in who don't have alternative motives. They'd probably be a better fit as Visional. Absolutely. Yeah. So on the demand side, the ratio trading side, there's going to be a lot of big investors coming in that couldn't do the sacrifice. They are expected to come in, and of course come in over the bridge. Some of them will be able to ratio trade if they've got tokens already on Ethereum. So just think about that. That's also going to play out. So it's going to be fascinating for sure. But that native token and Pulsex in particular, and Hex even, are going to be under quite a lot of pressure in ratio trading before the bridge even opens. And then when the bridge opens, we can have all that bridge period. It's going to be a crazy time for sure. But also say that potentially have better for the community, more knowledge on being effective. That's right. Stretchful Struggle says, what up, fellow Hexkins? We are about to explode. I agree with you. How far am I behind? Not too bad. Hey, what's up, Superman? Hey, good to see you in the house there, Stretchful Struggle. London Bridge, please don't fall down during launch. Yeah, that's true. It's probably not the best bridge to use. It was kind of an older bridge, but I do like it. I think I have been there. I think I might have there. Pack your bags and get on the rocket ships. That's true. Welcome new folks, says Craig. Absolutely. What else we got there? It's happening now. Yeah. Let's jump through some of these. Red Squirrel's in the house. Morning all. Good to see Red Squirrel in the house. Big represent. And Craig Welling says, Squirrel, yeah. Blobflix King's in the house says, woo. I've come in an hour late. I've just got my crypto only new laptop and waiting for my ledger. Getting excited. Hey, that's awesome, Blobflix King. You're a good example for others. And AK says, will be exciting to see Rackham Rochelle streaming. He's got all the equipment delivered. Yeah, he has. I think he's got a picture of that, has he? Let's look up that. Rackham Rochelle, one of our biggest whales, if not the biggest. Definitely got all his gear there. Oh, rabbits. I've got to really get a log in here. It's not great for live streaming. I'm embarrassing myself, but we'll find this out here. I thought he had a picture of that. Didn't he have a picture of that? I thought he had a picture of his gear here somewhere. He's definitely got his gear in there. He did make a tweet about it. Let me see if I can find that quickly. Oh, there it is there. Yeah. All the streaming gear arrived. Now I get to make some appearances with very cool people. So he's got all that stuff there. Look at it all. I think there's like 18 or 20 grand worth of equipment. So it's got cool. It's going to be live stream. This is major. Having a whale entering, doing this stuff where I'm Pulsechain and stuff like that. And I guess venture capital and things. So that's going to be so cool. So this is big news, man. We are so lucky. We're in the best place ever. For Pumpermentals. This is going to be so much fun, guys. Honestly, so much fun. Hello all, J-Pon says, woo, just made it, yeah. And welcome, Jason, Stressful, Humberto, and DGM. Yeah, big welcome to you all. Mowing the lawn, says J-Pon, whilst on the stream. Well done. You can multitask. It's a pretty rare ability. So well done. Good morning. A long time ago, I was here. I'm still on holidays, says Bro. That's funny, man. That's funny. Red Max in the house, appreciate your hard work, sweet man. You're a machine. I appreciate that too. Man, I love this community. We're having a good time. This is going to be the ride of our lives. Like I said to you, Richard Hart projects are the golden goose of crypto. It is the best place. I don't think we've ever seen an ecosystem or a product like this that's going to get valued up ever in history. It really is going to be insane. Obviously, some of the best returns have been in tech companies and things like that, but that's still, relatively speaking, over a longer period of time. Whereas in crypto, it's the best performing asset all time, and we're at the very top of that. We're at the very golden top products of that one. So it's going to be fascinating. Don't forget to smooth the like buttons. Absolutely. Maybe someday we can see your dance moves, says Reedmatic. Possibly, but it's a long time ago now. Not a long time ago. There's a few things that have happened since then. I've still got my flexibility though. Like I said, I can do the split still, both legs. I can still put my leg up the wall and things like that. It's kind of weird, but I can still do it. Mike O'Keefe says, what do you think the exchanges will do with all the free coins? They'll have an enormous amount. Yeah, this is the thing, right? That's the wild card. And of course, we may have to absorb some of the selling. Some of them may participate in the liquidity pools. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, hopefully a lot of people that are on exchanges realize, hey, wait a minute, I've got this big airdrop on Pulsechain. I want to get those tokens. Yeah, definitely something for the people to pressure with them. But obviously, the best thing you can do is get your tokens off centralized exchanges if you want to make sure 100%. I think you've got a very slim chance that you'll get them otherwise, in my view. So definitely try that. On board 100% Hexagon live in LA, but Hart is in Devon. Says Henry. I said 2,000 Pulse. Should I stake everything? What I would do, Goody, is just whatever you can do for safety. Just safely get more value. Obviously, Validators is the easy ticket there, and you should be able to get in one of the valos, one of those 33 valos with that. So cool. Just accumulate more volume as safely as you can. Is the way I would do it. The other thing, of course, is after the bridge opens up, I would spend, if you're looking at DCAing with income. So in other words, we're talking about crypto that you've got already, but if you're looking to add to it, a DCA over the first couple of months in particular is typically the best. Obviously, people can keep DCAing in for a long time, but I think that first 3 or 4 months is definitely typically the lower prices, and particularly looking out for the dips. If you see particular dips, then keep that dry powder available for that. So hopefully that helps you there. And be careful of third-party dApps as well, Goody, because third-party dApps may be good or not. So you really need to see how good they are, because you don't want to lose your pulse, right? You spent all this time getting your pulse. You don't want to. You've waited all this time with your sacrifice. You don't want to lose it. To be very cautious with that. I think very safe strategy is definitely the best. Let the prices do its thing. Man, if you're going to make thousands of X on your price, why would you bother taking extra risk? That's the thing you got to weigh up there. We don't want you to miss out. AK says, if Godwell and billionaire friends park their PLS and Vault, mint USDL, and use that to buy up Hex, it's going to be a moonshot. I agree with you, AK, and I definitely think that's on the table there. We know that Hex Godwell has already participated, and of course all their friends as well. So that's a really good observation, AK. We also know that a lot of people, I think, is there a syndicate? I'm not sure. I think on Telegram there might be like people all coordinating with their liquid loans that could be relatively coordinated through Telegram groups. We'll see how that goes on. Hex Token says, I have been racking my brain on the way to open a storefront to teach and onboard people into crypto. I just can't think of a way to make just enough to cover bills. Any ideas? Hex Turtle, I would get into Discord. Have a chat with It's Now. He's really good at those ideas, and Craig Wadding as well, and Heinz Crypto. Get in there. That's probably in the same sort of thinking that they're talking about. Definitely do that. Also, Funding Jim would be a really good person to talk to as well. I'm sure he'd be able to want to talk to you about this sort of stuff. But definitely, as a first course, get into Discord, have a chat with it. We can do audio chats and whatever, and talk about that. Davidson House is just checking in to hit the thumbs up. Nice one. You don't forget to smash the likes up button. We've got 76 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, just go beep and smash that like. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. I think we're heading up towards 3,300, 4,300, I think, subscribers. Let me just double check that on the analytics. Bam. Yeah, we're only 22 away from 4,300. So if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button for sure. Let me just jump into this one here. And cool. What else we got here? We've got jump through some of this. Hey, I'm almost up to date. That's amazing. Gonzo Hop says, so like the crypto missed all the RH sacrifices but got into liquid loans. Hey, that's going to be fantastic, Gonzo Hop. Honestly, I was hearing Jesse the Pit Boss from Liquid Loans talking on liquid loans earlier today, and he was very bullish about the price of liquid loans, and that's pretty nice getting someone on the team to talk about the potential X returns. He thought it was doing pretty good. So I think you're going to do pretty well there, Gonzo. Got a lot of liquid X to swap to PLS and PLSX though. But I don't want to get wrecked in the pre-bridge due to inexperience. What to do? Like I say, the Hex is going to be worth a lot of value as well. Remember, going to value up pretty good. What you could do is do a 50-25-25 or 50-50. You could do percentages that way, and then just wait till the market comes down a bit. Obviously, at the beginning, it can be quite crazy, and then try and see whether you get a relatively calmer ratio. I definitely wouldn't want a trade ratio straight off the bat. I know some people have said that. They said, I'm just going to ratio trade, get in and get my pulse. And sure, that might be okay. But of course, I think that you need to just see whether once the water's settled down a bit, and they might be able to get a decent rate. So certainly food for thought there. Maybe percentages. Maybe just wait till it comes down a little bit there. New thing there. Woo-hoo. Hey, Superman, good to see you in the house. I love the emojis too. Pulse beta's in there too. Once I get my pulse, I will stake 90%. Then I will hang out and then position for liquid loans and buy more pulse and vault it, rinse and repeat. Yeah, that's a great idea. J-Pon there. Beep done. Beep, beep. Yeah, beep done. Yeah, smash that like button, folks. We've got 80 likes, 80 people watching, but I'm sure we got more likes in there. Just smash that like out, hit the subscribe. Jen Hex says, we are working to making a video library with onboarding help. We will try to cover most of the conversation stopper questions that people get hung up on to help onboarding. Yeah. Hey, Craig, we should have a chat there. We should get into a little audio call, have a chat about that. I think that's a really cool thing for Discord. So let me know if you're keen for that. The Money Magnet Man, Diamond Heart says, woohoo, Hex, let's go. Side for PHEX, Hex going down to 30 cents, ready to buy it up. Oh, yeah, no way, it's not happening. If we get sell signal and a weekly chart, yeah. Actually, I think we've got a pretty good weekly chart at the moment on Hex. Let's go to the Hex log. I'm going to pull it over and pull it up next to Hex price. Hex price currently 18.3 cents. The log chart, if we go to the daily, is looking all right, but we'll have a look at the weekly chart at the moment. I'm going to get rid of this ad, and there we are. That's what the week looks like, man. That's going to be good. High, low, and of course, looking pretty good on there as well. Get back into that bullish channel. That's what we want to happen there. And of course, you guys know how I roll. I'm a visionary. $1. That's how we roll, man. $1. We want the $1. That's the target there. That's what's in there. So cool. Believe, I say, believe it, and it will come true. All right, cool. AK says all the PLSX, and RH ecosystem gains are going to roll back in Hex. I agree 100%. People have no idea how high Hex can go. Going to melt faces here. So we just talked about the Pulsechain wealth effect. So we've got Pulse and Pulsex wealth effect going into Hex. But I talk on other videos about the specific fundamentals for Hex by itself, regardless of Pulsechain, are really, really amazing. So you match those two together, and OMG, like AK says, man, it's going to be insane for Hex as well. It really is going to be cool. AK says, for the people who are crying, they miss PLS. Flash news, you didn't, not even launched yet. Buying within the first month is OG level 2. Facts. So AK is making really good points. The fact is, the first couple of months, really, if you get Pulse at probably any rate, almost, obviously you're trying to get the lowest rate. That's what we're talking about on this live stream. But obviously getting at any rate in the first 3 or 4 months, that's going to be absolutely amazing. And of course, you can keep DCAing into the future as well. And obviously, as the market goes up over time, you would benefit from that. And why do we expect that to happen? Because of how amazing Pulsechain is. And of course, the first system state copy of Ethereum with all the other stuff we talk about all the time. Really, really cool. But that's a very good comment there from AK again. Hex Hotel says, let's swap around some ideas in Discord next week. Crypto School would be awesome idea. Yeah, so definitely get into Discord. I'll join that too. So let me know. Thanks, Superman. Off to work now. Have a great one. Everybody says, Sconzo Hop. Hey, good to see you. And have a great day at work. And if you've got Hex T-share stakes, you also got those working for you as well. That's pretty cool. All right, cool. Let's get on to some of the prices here. Hex at 18.4, looking still really good. This is on the hourly chart. We've got that support line going up. We've got the low that was down here at the bottom of our value range, 15.5 to 8.5 cents. And of course, that got defended. Ironically enough, I kind of find that weird at the support line there. Oh, actually, this is what made the support line. It's not actually weird because that's what made the support line. But we had the lower low here and the higher low here, and we're still got to go up to try and attack that 20 cents again. So all going well. We're still in a good play for that as well. And it's pretty close on the DMI here, but we'll see what happens there. On the daily on Hex, let's look at the daily on Hex here. We're going to scroll that down there on the daily. That's where we're looking at the stage. So cool. Not too bad, but we're trying to get a bigger green day there. Not too far to the middle, 8 days away from the 16th, and then only 15 days away from a week later. So we'll be looking out for that. Now, not going to play Richard's last video, because I played it quite a few times the last couple of days. So I'll probably do that one. Let me know in the chat if you want me to play Richard's video about timeline. But other than that, I'll leave that one. All right, we've got Hedron at the moment. Had a nice little pump today, or at least yesterday, and it's currently at 12.61. That day's just finished, rolled over there, so 12.51 there. So not a bad little rise. Where was the low here? The low was down here. So it's still up about 25%. So if you'd made that, if you took the gamble at the bottom here, you would have got up. And it's currently at 12.61. Let's have a look at Maxi. Maxi is obviously doing super well. Look at that line. That looks pretty good, man. 22.29 cents, starting to make a rebound on this little pullback here. Would have pulled back down to 19.37. So 19.4 cents basically. And that's back on the rise there. Maxi is a lot of people. It's just the momentum's pretty strong on Maxi here. We're going to look at Maxi versus Hex. Oh my goodness, really? Oh wow. Okay, so normally Maxi's doing about 15% here. So it was originally 1-to-1 while the minting phase was on for 15 days, whatever it was, and then of course it rallied up here pretty fast, and of course it's been around about 15% higher than Hex. Now it's trading at 20% Hex. My goodness, I said to you guys that I thought 40% was kind of the top limit before I thought I would see some people deciding to sell their Maxi. Obviously, because if you've got prices higher than the treasury price and the Hex price, then you're really getting the value from the future today. You're getting the value from the future today. How much of the value in the future? Well, that's to be seen, but you're probably worth a basic maths out for that. But you're pulling that up today. So how high can it go for the premium before it gets sold down? Some people are talking about, it could be 100% higher. So it could be much higher than that, but I don't know. Pretty fascinating. Now, remember, Hex has about 9.6% stake. There's different ways of looking at the valuation equation. One of them is Hex is like about 9.6% staked, whereas this is 100% staked. So it's going to be fascinating to see that. Obviously, with Hex, you don't have Hedron on it either, whereas this has Hedron. Well, you do have Hedron, but you've got to have the claim value, and the claim value is disappearing. So we only got about 30 days left in Hedron. And that's one thing I didn't talk about before we move on to that, is that Hedron is obviously moved over from you now get a 3x bonus. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. So 9 days and 17 hours to go, 3x bonus now, and then of course in 9 days and 17 hours you're going to only get 2x bonus. So once this claim bonuses goes, that makes Maxi even more valuable. So amazing, because this is locked in a 4x bonus on the volume here. This is 100% backed Hex stake. This is fascinating to see this play out, to be honest. You also have obviously bigger pays better in there that was locked into the stake, and of course you have the optionality of being able to sell your ownership to the Hex stake through selling the Maxi token. You also can do yield farming if you want with the Maxi token. Obviously, permanent loss issues there, but I'm not sure how that plays out there. They should have done a stake there and worked it out. But that is what you got at the moment, 20% premium. How high can this baby go? Let me know in the chat what you think. I know that many of you are in Maxi. Mexican Hexians thoughts on if Hex is unable to reach a new all-time high before snapshot. It possibly could do it later on in the year, Maxi. Probably after Pulsechain launches, there's going to be so much. Pulsechain is going to flood so many people into the ecosystem that Hex is going to get so many more people looking at it, in addition to all the whale stuff that we see. So we see the Hex scale trust coming in. We see all these third-party dApps coming in, taking supply off the market. And, of course, that's big buying and big supply sink going out there. So huge. And then, of course, we've got all the big whales doing this stuff, like Rack and Michelle and others. So it's going to be pretty amazing. I think the price is going to do pretty well. There is a before and after scenario. I'll probably talk more about that maybe tomorrow. Mexican Hexian will flesh that out a bit more. All right, so looking pretty good there on Hedron. And, of course, that could be, Hedron could really fly in like 30 days. That could be another pumpamental that makes Hedron fly. Obviously, that could be Pulsechain as well. There's going to be a copy on Pulsechain. So we've got that stock split analogy going off. So obviously, when it gets copied over to both chains, does the value of Ethereum get halved on every single token? And then you've got the price on the other side trying to ramp up really quickly to the equivalent half price. So you got maybe 20 cents of Hex goes down 10 cents on each chain. You got the price of Maxi at 22 cents. Maybe it's 11 cents on each chain. It's going to be fascinating to see that play out too. And that's going to be the case for a lot of stocks. So there's going to be price volatility. Very hard for people to assess the relativity there as well. And of course, then with the linking of liquidity pairs, going to be interesting, and that's going to play out at different stages, I imagine, for each pair as well. So a lot of complexity there to work through. Markets will decide for us. $2.78 on Pulse Dodge coin, the airdrop coin. Obviously, another benefit to Hex T-share stakers if you were staked before the 20th of April. And of course, that's the $2.78, holding up pretty well. Looks like it's actually starting to get a bit of momentum back on the upside there. So we'll see how that goes. And finally, we've got, actually, let's go to Pulse Dodge and see how many people have claimed that now. We've got, let's have a look at that. We got 3,647,000 Pulse Dodge claimed. And of course, if we go to the contract, we can see the actual amount of claimants, 14,736. So that's a lot now. We take 14, and I'm just going to divide it by a proxy of 91,000, which might have been using. That might be above or below that slightly. And what does that give us? Let me just do that again. We're going to do 14.736 divided by 91. That would give us, no, that's not right, that's wrong. All right, let me just do that one more time. 14, let me just do that one more time. 14.736. I must have something loaded on my computer, my calculator already or something. 91, that's 16.2%. So that's climbing all the time. Just yesterday was at 15, and the day before I think was 14. So 16.2% of Hex stakers have claimed. But of course, many have sold down and back into Hex or something like that. Some have taken profits. But definitely that's where we're at the moment. 10,667 holders there. And the maximum this could be is 12 million. We're going to pull up the website actually to see what the countdown is now at the moment. I think it's probably about 86 days or something. Let me have a look at Pulse Dodge. Now, if you want to see an interview, with the founder, Crypto Heartbeat did an interview earlier today with the Pulse Dodge founder. and you can check that out on Crypto Heartbeat. Let us have a look here. Yeah, 83 days, so slightly lower than I said. 83 days to claim, and of course, a claim amount, you have to be eligible if you had stakes on the 20th of April. If you don't have them afterwards, they're not eligible for that. But we've got whales get 300, Super Shark 600, dolphins 900 per wallet, and of course 50 squids 750, Tingering turtles 265, cool crabs 100, shy shrimps 25, and silent shells 12, and of course the max supply can be 12 million after the 100-day launch phase. So 100-day launch phase similar to Hedron, but obviously started afterwards, so still 83 days to go, whereas there's only about 30 days to go for Hedron. So cool. And we got Pulse Dodge, the original, and of course the artwork for this I love, as you guys know, I say it all the time. 1 cent for that, and that is just pretty much there, not doing too much. I don't know when it's going to finish dropping. That's probably the question on there. You may be able to get it at the slight lower price. Does have some support here. Back in the day, there at 1 cent back in February. It's got some loose support, but really it's quite weak. We could see a decent pullback there. So look at the Fibonacci on Pulse Dodge. Oh, not a fork. We want a Fibonacci. Fib retracement there. We'll take it from there. And of course, that's probably about there. So, we're pretty close to 78.6. We have already touched it here once, even twice, this one here. So, where's it going to settle? Could get down, even down to 87 here, but maybe it might just fizzle out here at about 86. And we'll see how that goes. Let me know in the chat if you've been buying any Pulse Dodge lately. There's not Pulse Dodge coin, there's Pulse Dodge, the original one. And of course, this is going to have an awesome NFT phase on Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty interesting to see that play out. I think people will compete for those NFTs. I know that Randy Alaski is into that, so cool. Pulse, we got P33 here. And of course, this is the team that does Free Pulse. And of course, they're doing the FP race with Magic Carpet Ride competing. They're 51.58 cents at the moment, and that's down. How much? Down 80%, but it was down 88%. So definitely come down here. This is a good example that the fact that it could go down 88%. Right, we saw that from the top to the bottom there. So definitely that can be in the game too. But so far, looking like it's picking up a higher low. 51 cents, so there might be a bit of fun in that one. We will see on that. So they've got quite a few meme coins there. Pulse Dodge, P33. Pulse Dodge is a little bit better because it's going to have NFTs and stuff like. It's got a bit of bigger future here. The big play for Pulse Dodge coin is obviously most of it's gone to T-share holders. There are a lot of speculators in there now too, though, and of course that is actually probably the strongest thing there, other than having T-share holders, is that the fact that it's relatively limited in supply, which could be quite useful. So yeah, just from a psychological point of view as well as a number point of view. The markets at the moment on crypto, let's have a look where they're at. We're going to pull that up here. How we're doing for time? Not sure. 93 likes. Smash the likes, folks. Try and get to 100 on likes there. And what happened to my picture here? CoinX. I don't know what I was doing on CoinX. Let's do here. I think I was supposed to be at Coin 360. I must have clicked the wrong button there. So cool. Cheers, everybody. Pulsechain's coming. Woohoo! I'm getting excited. So 2,669 on the Ethereum, 35,847 on BTC. We'll see if we get a bit of a bounce on this one, on that. But other than that, we've got, I think that was it on there. If you haven't got into the Discord, hit the link below. Join us. We've got 316 people, getting towards 350. That's our key target there. Now, I wanted to talk about this. So we'll change the topic a little bit. We've got Hex Streamers. So obviously Hex Streamers is a really cool site, and I'll post this in the chat there. But Hex Streamers is pretty much offers the ability, you can see all the YouTubers coming in. And of course, many of you have probably seen the site, you use the site, but it has upcoming streamers here. Also has all videos that people have done, all sorts of stuff's really, really cool. Offline channels here, obviously keeps growing there. But there's a new site out now. There's a new site called the Pulse Tube now. So Pulse Tube here, a guy contacted me on Twitter about this. It's got just focusing, I guess, on Pulsechain too. It's pretty cool. It's got some recent videos on there. It's got onboarding videos, how-to videos in there. It's also got airdrops, free airdrops, so it's categorized. It's also got all the heaps of channels on here. Not everybody yet. Obviously, there's probably hundreds of channels, but it's certainly got a lot of channels. And of course, you can see all these channels in here. Look at this. You've got Pulse Gains, KSB TV, ABIT, Crypto Compassion, and everybody. There's so many on here that you recognize on here. So there's so many. Randy Alaski, Heinz Crypto, Official Pulsification, Trayvon. Really is quite a few. You can imagine this is going to get pretty big. They might need to refilter this, but at the moment it's looking pretty good. Funding Jim, Crypto Bobcat, Ballet Brand, Crypto Coffee, Matty Allen, Richard R, Exologist, Hex Token Channel, Jim Rat Crypto. Heaps of people that you're familiar with seeing. K4K, Hexy B, Discord Syndicate, Crypto Graphics, Fashion Coder. There's lots and lots. Crypto Stylist. I mean, there's so many. And of course, it just shows you how big the ecosystem is. So definitely check that out. I'm going to post it in the channel there. That is pretty cool. So really, really is fun. This community is just growing leaps and bounds. Can you imagine? Pulsechain's not even launched yet. Can you imagine how big this place is going to get when Pulsechain launches? And then, of course, all the big content creators that are being quiet now, who have sacrificed for Pulsechain, like BitBoy and stuff. Can you imagine how much they're going to be talking about their own project bags? It really is going to be pretty cool. So check out Hex Streamers and check out the Pulse Tube. It looks really, really cool to see all that playing out there. And we're going to jump over to the Hex price there. We kind of went through the prices, so that's pretty good. We're up to an hour and 20, so we're doing good time here. Let me just jump through some of these. What else we got there? We're going to jump through Mexican Hexagon, stores of hexes. We jump through that one. Buy yarns in the house there. If you had a choice to buy a rental home or take out a loan and invest into Hex, which would you choose? Well, that's easy. I'd definitely go into Hex with all the stuff that we know about it. Definitely be my opinion. Obviously not investment advice, but it's definitely something I would do. Invest in Hex, and definitely at this stage, yeah. And DCA into Jen Hexer says, I'll be DCAing into Pulse and PulseX after launch until the buying pressure, the price starts making sense. That's true. And of course, you can always, like I said to you, I think that Pulse, then PulseX, and then Hex, that's all going to flow into that. Of course, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Added in my bags, never subtracting, says Greg. That's so smart. Really is good. Only real wallet if you sacrifice and hold Hex is how much more dry powder you can throw at it. Yeah, so obviously if you've got a job, I always talk about this. You've got the wealth effect, you got crypto, you got other assets. Obviously, you can if you can liquidate other assets, you can accumulate more volume that way. And of course, you've got your income, so you can DCA. If you've got surplus, you can DCA into that. And particularly the first 3 or 4 months in particular are typically the best stuff. We see that in the chart. In fact, if we go to the Hex chart, just to illustrate that on the log chart here, we're going to go to the weekly chart here, and you can see the weekly here. And of course, look at this. I mean, really, the first couple of weeks. Should we go to the monthly chart? Let's look at the monthly chart here. This is on the log scale. This shows it pretty perfectly. The first 3 or 4 months was the best time. Obviously, it was a good time all the time if you're in the right project. And of course, we believe that Pulse and PulseX are this kind of project. And of course, Hex on Pulsechain too. The first 3 or 4 months were definitely a good time. And as per the comment let me see, here's per the comment, AK, I think it was AK that said it. As per the comment, the fact that this coming in at any time, and Craig Welling as well was saying this DCAing in over time and accumulating more. If you're in the right projects, like we believe Pulsechain and PulseX are similar to Hex on Pulsechain, that you could really do super, super well here. And of course, look at this. Wow. Quadruple 056. Look what it became by September, not too long later. So it was pretty powerful stuff there. We had the all-time low here. And of course, how long was that? 609 days later, it became the top price there. So pretty powerful stuff there. 609 days. Amazing. So 365, what's that? 1.6 years, 1.7 years, 1,000,000% return. If it held that price, obviously we're expecting it to keep going up here. You can see on the monthly, we've got 3 nice little green monthly bars there on the log chart. Pretty awesome. So cool. Looking good there. So that's a good illustration of what we're talking about. Obviously, not most projects can't do this sort of thing, but if you're thinking about the fact this is the first system state copy of Ethereum, the biggest airdrop in crypto history, the biggest yield farming potentially in crypto history, the fastest way to mass adoption through the bridge in crypto history, and then of course on top of that, fixed tokenomics of the native tokens for the chain and for PulseX, given via the sacrifice phase, and of course with the fee burning, the magic buy and burn for PulseX, and then of course the liquidity pools for the incentive token. which is deflationary too. And of course, on top of that, third-party dApps like liquid loans, the fundamentals are just extreme. And of course, people want that action. Centralized exchanges will want to get on the action. The big whales want to get on the action. Institutions, crypto organizations, lots of stuff want to get on the action. And of course, it's inevitable, right? A super fast, super cheap chain. It's just amazing fundamentals there as well. So exciting, man. So exciting. All right. AK says the analogy of BTC and the rest of the crypto market is like when you are throwing a bouncing ball on the floor. Bounces are initially higher, but eventually get weaker and dies flat. Sub 25,000 incoming. Bill will be 2024, says AK. And Craig says, look like everyone but me, lol. Bitcoin's next real low will be 8780. Lowest recorded price incoming, says WTF. I definitely think it's between that range, 9 and 12,000 is kind of where I feel. So yeah, definitely. They will say it hit 11K, but when you check the charts, you'll see it lower than that. And Benny Blanco says, woo, I like that. Very excited. Hey, man, we're up to an hour and 25. It is 6:25 p.m. on Saturday here. I have got my friend coming over again. You know what it's for? Yes, we're having Chinese and we're having a sci-fi video movie night. You guys know me now. You guys know me. You know what I love? I love the sci-fi. And of course, I watched Halo. Yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Episode 6, I think. Man, I love it. It's so good. The Master Chief is like he's perfectly cast. I couldn't have cast him better. He was so good. Benny says BTC in trouble. And let's have a look at that. We've got BTC here on the price there. It is a little bit in trouble at the moment. We do not want this to go into 30K. That's all I'm saying, guys. We wanted this to rebound. We want this to stay up around that 35 to 45, but really around that 40K would be ideal at the moment. So definitely is the case. Let's have a look at Luna. I'll check if Luna's been buying anything. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here. Let's look at Luna and Luna's wallet. Have a look at Luna here. Hey, cheers, everybody. The quiet before the storm, man. The quiet before the storm. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Luna's not been buying anything with this wallet, so we haven't seen any buys from Luna since the 15th of April. So maybe they'll buy some now with the price coming back. But they're still holding, in this master wallet, they're still holding 42,000 Bitcoin, 1.5 billion USD. So I don't believe they have another wallet. So if they're assuming that, then that's where they're up to, 42,530 Bitcoin worth $1.5 billion at the moment. So no buying since 15th of April from Luna. So interesting stuff there. I'm not sure what happened to Sailor. Sailor was raising money. I haven't read up about that. Let me know in the chat if you know anything about those two things, Luna buying Bitcoin, or Sailor was going to do some more money raising for Bitcoin. Hopefully he's going to get it on the pullback and not at the higher price. It seems to always does get it a bit higher there. Benny says Hex looking mighty. Oh, Benny. And AK says BTC is trash. Hex is trustless yield. No comparison. That's true. And for that, of course, we've got Hex. Hex is here. Hex.com, folks. If you're new to Hex, check out Hex.com. Do your investment due diligence. And then click the how to buy button if you're happy with what you see. Watch heaps of information. And then all you have to do is get a minimized, buy some Ethereum, swap it for X, and then stake it. And that's it. And of course, at the moment, you're going to get a 2-for-1. And because Pulsechain's coming, so you're going to get your Hex copied. That's on Ethereum, copied over to Pulsechain. What a deal. What a deal. And with the master gamer, Richard Hart, the founder. Pretty awesome stuff. Woohoo! I'm excited. Hope you are too. Hex got Turzos. Yep, Halo episode 7 is out. No, is it? Is it really? Is it really out? Are you teasing me? Have I watched that? I'm pretty sure I have watched that. Let me have a look here. Let me just double check. Don't get too excited. Let me have a look here. Halo. Hopefully I won't wreck my computer, but Halo, nice. Let me just check it. I'm checking it live. I don't know, because that's how much I love Halo. Let me have a look. It's such a good series, man. Let me have a look here. Episode 7 is out. Have I watched it? Is that the one I watched? I'm not sure if that's the one I watched. Yeah, I may have watched it. I may have watched that one. I'll have to double check. I think I may be episode 7 that I watched. But yeah, nice to Hex God Turtle, Sci-Fi, Halo. We got it going on. That's it. That's styly. That's the way we roll. All right, so cool. Let us go back to the hourly on the Hex chart. And hopefully that we're going to scale that up. Boom. Not too much. Let's not get carried away. This doesn't have the same. I've got to find where they have the auto adjust on this. Anyway, so that's cool. 18, looking nice. 20-cent level there. Actually, I think I pulled out with the. I had the words around. The words gone. I had 20 cents there. Did I drag that too far away? Maybe I did drag it too far away. Let me just find that. I must have pulled it over to the side. Where's the hex gone? 20 cents. We'll pull that back there. Let's all look there. Now we'll go back to an hourly. Is it there? Where is it? There it is. Oh, there it is. There. I put it all over there. Really? 20 cents. There we are. Cool. So we're actually looking pretty good as well. We've got the uptrend, and the trend is our friend. So that's looking pretty good there. Let's leave it like that. All right, cool. Let's get into stuff. So Benny says facts. Yeah, I like that. Facts. AK speaking the word today. That's pretty awesome. What sci-fi movie are you guys watching? We're not sure yet. I have to wait till he gets here. He's an extremely smart guy. Like he is. Sometimes we have like 3 of us, but he's just 2 of us today. But he is like super smart, man. I have to watch this guy. He's like he's almost like, what's that guy off a Beautiful Mind movie? I can't remember, but he's a bit like that. BTC might be garbage, surviving on name recognition alone, but ignoring its financial mistake, at least for the time being. The market does react to BTC regardless if it should. Yeah. Bianyel says Bitcoin never seems to go below its previous cycle high. I doubt it will go much below 20. That's true too. It may not do that. The thing is that I think there's a lot more structural change in the Bitcoin market that we've seen. But here's the gist on that. So yeah, we've got a lot more institutional buying. Obviously, with the New York Stock Exchange, all that got opened up. But the fact is that the only thing I could see it taking it below 20 really, although it can just do, the markets can do bizarre things, is that there's more, the bigger macro issues around the Federal Reserve, the stock market, and all that other stuff starts breaking down. Eventually, that's going to start, as we see with the market at the moment, affecting crypto. Benny Blanco says everything is in trouble. Hex and Pulse is the future. I agree with that. That's a good summary there. Then you're down to 70. Wow, says Benny. Yeah, Hello 7 is out, says Babsy. Yeah, nice. Hey, we've got all the sci-fi fans in the house. Woo-hoo-hoo! Rockets. Got to post out the rockets on that. That's pretty cool. Let's smash out some emojis. That's where we're going. Bam. What time are we up to? An hour and 30. Pretty good. We're up to an hour and 30. Type the word go if you want me to go for another half an hour. Let me know. Type the word go. Because my mate's not here yet, so that's a good thing it's late actually, to be honest. Bam. All right, cool. We've got the rockets in there. We've got Alex Case, AK, sorry, says Alex discussing potential staking feature for Hedron. Yeah, I heard that too, AK. I haven't followed that up much there. FOMO will restart after that gets confirmed. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, AK. I agree with you on that one. Because I think the lending side is going to take too long, AK. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. Benny Blanco says, cool thing about Hedron is you can stake Hex and print it. About Hedron is you can stake Hex and print it. Yeah, that's true, Benny. Where did the Hex go? Lol, says Hex Machine. Dark City is a classic. Dark City. Oh, yeah, I think I wrote that down. Dark City. All right, cool. It's a movie, I take it, Dark City. I haven't actually heard of that one. Benny's going, it's going to 20. It's going to 20. I hope so. I hope it is. Hex MF in the house. KG's in the house. Woo! Internet money. Money. How about that? That's pretty good. It's as close to singing, man, as I get. I'm crazy on this channel. All right, good to see KG in the house. Internet money, yeah. And yeah, I've covered internet money twice now on the live stream. CIMD, of course, is on Pulsechain. This is the interim one. We'll go have a look for that. Let's just go to the trading. I tried to find that on the printer there. So we'll go to CIMD. Put that in the house there, CIMD. And bam, added by user. And of course, what's that at the moment? Let's put in some. Well, actually, won't put in it. Hey, USDL probably bigger stable coin on Pulse, USDL liquid loans. It's going to be probably the only one, is it? The only one that's not a third party token like off chain. That'd be pretty hilarious. So I'm not sure. I haven't got any at the moment. So what's that worth? 1 USD will buy 2.65 USDM. So 37.7 cents. Not bad. All All right, so CIMD, that's the interim token. That's going to airdrop to you on Pulsechain on the mainnet when mainnet launches. So cool. Some people thought they could buy CIMD on the testnet. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. You wouldn't want to sell your testnet. That IMD is going to be worth too much with the awesome product stuff coming out there. The other thing, of course, we did cover with that was we did cover the latest update for that, which was from KG there. So recap of announcements there. We have covered that. The wallet development is on the way. And of course, possibly within 6-8 months. Beta out for testing sooner. What else we got? I think that Intimate Money is going to be at PulseCon in September, and KG will be there. So cool. KG will be giving a talk on stage in front of 3,000 people and being live streamed, talking to all the everyone about internet money and incredible things they're doing. So awesome stuff. And then of course CMD, which I just showed you on PulseX testnet there, will be launched within 48 hours of Pulsechain mainnet launch, and you'll be able to trade that. So even though the wallet won't be out, you'll be able to trade and speculate or hodl, accumulate CMD before the wallet comes out. So the wallet could be out, within say 3 months after PulseCon, right? September, July, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So yeah, it could be out by the end of the year. December could be out there, could be sooner. Who knows? So cool. That is some of the highlights there. If you want to see that link, I'll post that link in the chat there. Since KG's in the house, might as well talk about internet money. And I sacrifice for it. Woo! Represent. All right, cool. What else we got there? Benny says go, go, go. So yeah, we're definitely going for another half an hour or 25 minutes now since I put that up. Visional says go, but also take a break. Haha, says Visional. Yeah, I'll take a break in 25 minutes because I'm obviously going to have movie night, and my mate will probably be here. He's late already. He's supposed to be here on time, but he's obviously late. The break is good, loss is Benny. What else we got going there? With emojis in the house from Hex God Turtle and J-Pon in there too with the emojis. Go, 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 says Hex Machine. We are going. And J-Pon says go, 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 go too. Okay, says Superman, don't miss this upcoming Twitter space with Alex in it. Okay, let's have a look at that. Might pull it up. Let me have to pull it up another screen. Let me do that. Big shout out to AK, man. Some great comments today, by the way. AK, appreciate that. That's so good. Really, so many cool stuff. We had, people just contributing to the conversation. It's so, so cool. It's hard to be across everything. Do my best, but of course, a lot of people see a lot of stuff too, not just me. So it's great stuff there. So peace out, love, man. Join us this Saturday on Twitter Spaces, Hedron Crypto and Mike from Hex Marketplace, Rapid Innovations, and hopefully Alex Crypto will be on as well to make it well. And we will be discussing how the future onboarding into Hex is through NFTs. Open floor to questions. Yeah, I did see this actually advertised, but it's good that you remind me there. So I might save that to my favorites there. Very, very cool. Nice. That's going to be a big deal. I agree with you. That'll be a big deal for Hedron. There's no doubt on that one. Benny Blanco says hit the like. As I said to you, I kind of feel with Hedron, the minting phase is over soon, like 20, just under 30 days, and really this 3x, 2x bonus is kind of the big thing there for stakes. Once that's over, it's going to 1x, and then it's going to get down to normal after that. And of course, the lending on Hedron is going to, once we will get a bit of action once we get some liquidations. Obviously, that's not really a great thing, but it depends on how that plays out. You don't know whether the person took that stuff and actually made money with it or not. It's kind of not so bad, but of course, it's going to be fascinating to see this beef up. And obviously, staking will be a major thing. Staking, obviously, getting that velocity of money down. But there is a lot of Hedron, and it's not going away. So, but a lot of it's, I think, in diamond hands. 74.1 trillion Hedron. A lot of that stuff's not going to move. A lot of the whale stuff, this stuff at the top here, it's not going to move. It's always wallets that are down lower, like down here, it might move. But maybe if they're all strong T shareholders, as because it's been given mostly to them, it would be pretty cool. It's only the speculating wallets in here that you'd have to be really concerned about over time. But once again, I don't think the price at the moment is going to make them want to sell anything at the moment. So I think this might be done. But like I say, it could still go down to the all-time low, 553. I'd be surprised if it goes much lower than that unless the whole crypto market collapses. So I really do feel that this is actually not too bad zone here at the moment to accumulate at least. Well, obviously not investment advice, that's my opinion. Just remember that. I'm just speaking my mind here on this YouTube channel. KG in the hizzy, says Benny. Yeah. Besides this, the new Star Trek just started. Strange New Worlds. I did it. Let me write that in. I'm going to write all this down, man. Strange New Worlds. Yeah, we need to have some sort of online viewing where we have some sort of online feed, but the thing is, it's hard to get a site for that. Benny says, am I nerdy enough for that new Star Trek? Hopefully it's got no woke stuff in it. As long as it's got no woke stuff in it and it's just about the story, that'd be cool. Hex Token says, what's your favorite Chinese? My little turtle paws. Love me some general toe chicken. Toe chicken. I don't know what toe chicken is. I have chicken fried rice with cashew nuts. Is what I like. Chicken fried rice, and then I like a vegetable dish with it to balance it out. Hey, Tintop, what's up? What's up, Hexkins? Tintop's in the house. And KG says, dude, thanks for always spreading the word. Hey, it's a pleasure, KG. Keep up the good word, man. I don't know if you heard me yesterday, KG, but I said that your communications, the way you write them, is the best that I've seen out there. It's always so clear, so easy to follow. Man, that's hats off to you with the old English there. You really are a good communicator. Once again, you just every update's just so clear. KMFG, how's it? Says Visional. Woo-hoo. What up, Visional? And thanks for the stream, says Mexican Hexkin. Hey, you're welcome. We've got 20 minutes to go. Woo-hoo. 20 minutes. We should do a poll. But I just can't think of a poll. So at the moment, we could do a poll. AK says Hedron is in hyperinflation phase. Yeah, that's true. 2 years from now, 2024-25, once things mature, staking announced, people will look back today with a lot of grit. Same goes for the entire RH ecosystem, says okay. Yeah, that's some good comments, man. You're killing it today, okay. Killing it. We have to get you on this live show, mate. We have to get you on this live show, man. All right, sweet. Hats off, as we say. Definitely Rackham Michelle, man. He's going to be doing video streaming, bro. He's going to be doing video streaming. He's got all his gear. What he's going to unleash, this guy's going to unleash some content on us, man. I can't get that page to refresh, but I'm going to have to get a login, aren't I? It's going to finally have to, I'm just trying to get this computer as limited as possible to logging into stuff, but looks like I might have to do that. Hex Goto says Pole Chinese favorite food. Pole Chinese food. Okay, cool. I don't know what you're adding a word like pole, and the other one was toe chicken. It's toe chicken, not toes. I hope it's not toes. Like maybe it's chicken toes, something like that. Hex Goto says I'm hungry now, and it's almost 2 a.m. No Chinese for me. I apologize. Was it you that asked me? I can't remember whether you asked me about that or not, but I apologize. I didn't make you angry there. You know, this is the latest news site anyway, the pulsetube.com. The creator contacted me in Twitter and said that he had added my channel to this. And of course, there's everybody's channels on here, really. So there are a few people missing. I asked him to add on Gen Hex, Craig Wadding's channel to this. He already had Heinz Crypto on there. So hopefully Gen Hex will show up on here soon. Gen Hex. If that shows Gen Hex. Yeah, I'm not sure if that shows up anyway. So it's probably here somewhere. But there's lots and lots and lots. Some people, you know, I mean, we've got dedicated channels that talk about Hex, Pulse, and Pulsechain. But we also have this periphery of channels that come in and talk about the ecosystem all the time. So I don't know how many there are. Could be, probably 100 solid content creators, maybe 300 to 500 periphery ones. It's pretty awesome. All right, cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. So I'm going to save that to my favorite. I didn't even save that, had I? To my favorite. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I've already said I'll save that. Cool. So what we got coming up there? We got RH Max, Vibra live stream, and A Wild S. Now, if you want to watch Sci-Vive, Richard Hart's book, Wild SJ does the full audio book of that, so you can watch that. It's probably easier if you don't like reading as much, you like listening. It's probably a really good way of doing this with A Wild SJ there. So definitely check that out. Let's have a look at Richard Hart, see whether he's got anything in the house. Just before we get on to other stuff, we're counting down to almost, we've got 17 minutes to go, so it's a long time. Yeah, oh, damn it. I've got to stop doing on Twitter, man. I've got to get a login. That's enough. I'm getting sick of my own thing there with the login. J-Pon says, thanks, Superman. Oh, man. Lord, Superman, oh, man. Yes, that's pretty good, J-Pon. I like what you did there. Lawns are done. Love your content. It's starting to rain. I don't know how you multitask, J-Pon, but well done to you. And stay safe. Chicken feet, says J-Pon. And Hex God Turtle, super sticker there for your food. Thanks for the great content, says Hex God Turtle. I appreciate that. A big bow down, as I always do, in homage. Thank you so much to Hex God Turtle. Big shout out to you. And yeah, we'll enjoy that food for sure. Very, very nice. All right, so cool. How are we doing for time? We've got an hour and 15. We've got 112 likes. If you haven't smashed the likes, smash the likes out there, folks. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to head up towards 4,300. We're up to 4,282. So we had another 4 subscribers. So definitely subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, solid content coming out here. We're going to be doing at least 2 live streams a day, non-stop. I will be doing some pre-recorded videos. I'm also getting into doing some little short videos. What do they call them? What's the like you have on TikTok? So little shorts of that. I just tried one the other day. You would have seen that. That was my first. I've actually done 2 others before that, but I've forgotten how to do them. And of course, that was my first one since then. So I'll try and be getting a few more shorts out there. Just trying to play around with some of the YouTube algorithms and Twitch. I also put those on. Put them on TikTok. So trying that out too. Just spreading the word, man. Getting more people. We all have a role, right? All of us. Even if you're not a content creator, you have a big role. Some of the biggest onboarders are not content creators. They're people that are out there doing stuff like It's Now and people like that. Just that is really, really awesome. The Crypto Spy book, the KSB TV guys. So let's quickly talk about some of that because that's coming up. We've got the official PulseCon coming up. This is only getting better and better. Let's actually see all the time they're releasing more of the people that are going to be at the conference in terms of on the panels and stuff like that. So let's have a look here. It's counting down, definitely counting down for PulseCon 2022. Oh, good thing I checked, man. Good thing I checked. Mitch Lowe is in the house. This is brand new that I've seen anyway. I'm pretty sure I saw this yesterday. Co-founder of Meta Entertainment, co-founding executive of Netflix, former president of Redbox. Are you kidding me? Do you know what this says? This means the highest of stakes. If they connect these 2 up, this could easily get them onto Netflix if he's already, because he'll have all the relationships already. Oh my gosh, that's bullish, man. The connections, co-founder of Meta Entertainment, co-founding executive of Netflix. Woohoo! He's got to have the links, man. That's bullish, man. That is bullish. I like that. Highest of stakes. Here we come. 121 days and 17 hours to go to PulseCon. Obviously, KG is going to be in there. KG is going to be in there. We talked about that. That's going to be cool. So we're just going down the tickets here at the moment. Store at the sprint. Basically, every 1,000 tickets they sell, the prices change. So they've got 3,000 seats. So the first 1,000, then the second 1,000. We're currently on the second 1,000, and then of course we get to the third 1,000. So pretty cool. In other words, we've already sold 1,000. Must be climbing up through that second lot of 1,000 there. These are the prices there as well. And I'll post the links in the video description, but I'll post it in the chat there if you want to check that out in your own time. I think J-Pon's got something about that. Chicken feet is a Chinese yum-chi dish, says J-Pon. I'm gonna have to look out for that. Chicken feet. I just don't want to eat chicken feet. Does that make sense? I think that's fair enough. Blair SM is in house. Good overall. Hey, good to see you, Blair. Welcome to the family. And Visional's got the woohoos. Netflix is ass, says Mixit. I hate Netflix. I think it's a terrible platform. But the fact is, a lot of people use it, and I don't use it. But a lot of people use it. But the fact is, if we get on there, at least it's something good that will be on the Netflix. Mix says woo, and we got the emoji listed there as well. All right, cool. Let's jump on to some of this. What else we got here? We've got a DGen protocol in there now, so that's new too. DGen protocol. I don't even know what that is, man. Let me know if you guys know what this is in the chat there. That's new. So we've had a new headline speaker, and we've also got this DGen project here. Oh my goodness, what is this DGen protocol? Buy sheep dashboard community. Looks like it's got the Pulsechain colors on there. I'm gonna have to save this to my favorites now because it's popped up there. Dashboard, stake, vault, social. I might have to read up about that. Got the current stats there. I don't even know if this is on testnet. I'm not sure. I guess I could log on there. Let me refresh this one more time. What's it asking me for? Connect. Okay, I'll connect on there. See addresses. Sure. What else we got in there? So cool. This is what's coming up here. This project is beta software and experimental in nature. Do not invest what you can't afford to lose. I think this is on Pulsechain though, right? Not sure if this is on Ethereum already. Anyway, that's in play there. So that's cool. That's the dashboard. I don't know what that looks like there. We've got some sheep. So interesting, fun project from the looks of it. Cool. So that's just lined up here in the lineup. With the lineup there. So pretty cool. That's the latest and greatest. What else we got going in there? Actually, speakers. Let's check the speakers there. 1, 2, 3, 4. DGen. So we've got the DGen guy here. Crypto Black Sheep, DGen Protocol, IECO. So cool. There's another one added there. So cool. A good thing I checked that out. And of course, KSB TV. I think we've got that as well. Let's have a look at KSB TV. Yeah, KSB TV doing some pretty good stuff. These guys are out on the front line onboarding people with conferences, and they do obviously set up with Crypto's Public guys, and they do an amazing job there. They're starting this tour coming up soon too. July, I think, in Las Vegas is where they start. So on the left here, and then they're going to be doing all these different sites all over North America. Amazing, man. Look at this stuff, all these cities. This is onboarding, and they're lifting the scale the whole time. Pretty amazing stuff there. Yeah, July there, 19th, car show meetup, and going forward from that. So that's pretty amazing. Check out KSTV because, supporting the community is a big deal, right? Hey, DJM's in the house there. Super sticker. Woo! A big bow down to you as well. And am I the only content creator that does the old physical bows? I don't know. Enjoyed watching your content today for the first time. We'll be keeping an eye on this channel. Cheers, says DGM. I appreciate that, man, and much love out to you for that. I do appreciate it. Mix says Hex and Pulsechain deserve better. Says Mix. I agree with you. And HH says, do you count the 10,000X from the SAC price or from the lowest price after launch? Lowest price after launch, HH. That's what I base it on. And that's what Richard uses when he talks about X. That's what Overwatch uses when he talks about price predictions. So yeah, that's probably the best measure there. Obviously, you can do the SAC balances, cost price that you got. You can do the launch price, or you can do the price discovery, which is the lowest price. One of the three that you can use. But most of the time, people talk about the low price there. Peace says mix. Yeah. So that's cool. That's what's coming up there. The other thing is that they're doing sponsorships. So if you do want to support them, onboarding people with their conferences, as you already see, they did an amazing job with the 555 Hex tour across America, and of course this is the next tour here, the $1 million Pulse tour, and of course you can get in there as well. They got all these tables here, so you might want to spend a bit of time there, but feel free to contact them if you want to help them. You got shells, obviously smaller donations or something, and big ones here. I'm not sure of all the perks there, but lots of stuff in there. I'm going to try and have a bit in that on this live stream at some stage, so hopefully we'll get them on soon. So cool, definitely check that out. Nice. I think we're going to get into the Hex price. Let's jump back to there. At the moment, we're at 18.3 cents on Hex. Hedron is at 12.70. Maxi, better sell there. Let's have a look at this drama. Let's have a look at the drama. Oh, didn't see that coming. That's $171,000. Woo! Almost 72,000. 800,000 Maxi. Damn, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. Wow. There's 1.4 million in there. It says. I'm not sure if this gets updated fast enough, but man, 180,000. Oh, and then some big buys after that. So there was a big buy. Oh, I see. There's a big 11,000, 22,000, and a big sell. And of course, they ended up getting out that price. What was the price before that? There's some other sales before it, 222. We had a big buy, 63,000 buy. And then, of course, we had some buys in there. That's what we had since there. So back at 21. That's pretty hardcore. We're up at 21% premium, almost 22%, back down to 115. So back down to the average there. I might move this up a little bit there. It's probably just a little bit there. I probably should just average, but there we are, around about 15. So back towards the average there. That's dramatic. Nice. I always don't know why I get so excited about that. I'm such a drama queen about the price, but hey, that's so exciting. I like this chance. Right, so $2.76 for PLSD, and we've got Pulse Dodge itself at 1 cent. So I'm going to look into this one. I have just a feeling about this one. I'm just going to think about that, do some more research. 51 cents on the P33 token as well. This one here's kind of looking good too. It's definitely got, if we can hold this high low here, definitely looking interesting. And then obviously the markets. Wow. Yeah. That's down. We were only at 39,500 just earlier. We were actually on a bullish thing, and of course the Fed and the what was it, the jobs report, the wage growth, that's lifting the base inflation rate, and of course the markets pull back. The Fed's talking about interest rates rise possibly in July. They're relatively modest. They're going to be relatively ineffectual against inflation. They're going to cause more trouble than anything. Possibly that's why the tech companies had a bit of a pullback there rather than interest rate rises themselves as the damage it could potentially cause. So that's where it's at this stage. What else have we got? Barn says, Rag to Riches recommended you. Thanks. Hey, Barn, I appreciate that. Big shout out to Rags to Riches. And he's just awesome. And Sup Man is in the man. Yeah. Superman is the man. I like that. Superman is the man. I love that. That's cool. Best overview, like Bird says, Mix. Yeah, cheers. Word to what I said. Absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for that. Hey, we're coming up here. We're going to chill out on the Hex price just the last few minutes. But once again, Pulsechain is coming, man. So don't forget to make sure that you're up to date. Play around the Pulse Exchange on testnet. Play around with the bridge. Those are the two things. Richard said that too in his recent video. Definitely play with that and get familiar with it. So all the little features and stuff like that, and get used to that, because when the real thing comes, you want to have a degree of comfortability with the old Pulsechain applications. Very cool VIP, as we said, cool VIP. All right, how many we do with the likes? Let's just see what we're on the likes here. I'm gonna have to think of a poll. I need a good poll coming up here. We've got 116 likes. If you smash the likes, if you haven't hit the like button, it's free to do, and smash that subscribe button as well. Let's see, we're up on the subscribers there. 4,281, so not too bad. If you haven't do sub now. And we're waiting for this price, 18.2 cents. Like I say, if depending on what's going on, if there's ever a price pump on this chart, if it breaks 20 cents, I'm going to be onto it. I'm going to be doing a live stream on that. You know what I mean? That's how I roll. Hex Machines are another great stream, man. Hey, legend. Appreciate the Hex Machine. I'm going to wrap up now. We're coming up on 2 hours, so I appreciate everyone for watching. I'm sure my friend must be pretty close to here for the movie night. We'll be watching sci-fi, eating Chinese food. Sounds pretty perfect, right? And just waiting for Pulsechain to launch. That's kind of pretty cool. I think it's cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Appreciate the super stickers as well. And a big shout out to all the new people in the stream and new subscribers. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much for all the Hex Token channel members and your support. And, of course, don't forget to get onto Discord as well. Discord is a multi-stream syndicate. So you've got Gen Hex, Craig Wadding on there. You got Heinz Crypto. And of course, Hex Token, the channel as well. We're getting other people in here as well. Don't forget to also subscribe to their channels. If you hit the channels tab here on Hex Token, you will see their channels. In fact, I might just bring those up just in a minute. Let's go bring up Hex Token channel, and you'll be able to see those as well. So Hex Token, do subscribe. They're doing great content. Obviously, on Saturday, I think Saturday, Gen Hex is going to have a panel show with some really big content creators on it, so definitely worth checking that out. Gen Hex here, so hit Gen Hex there. Hex is the way there as well, so just hit the channels tab on here and you get Hex's way. Gen Hex, Craig Wadding, and Heinz Crypto there. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get them to 1,000 as well, but Gen Hex has got some really cool stuff coming up there, and of course you can see that in Discord if you go to YouTube's. I think it's on YouTube here. It's on the Twitter one here. He's doing an awesome live stream coming up on Saturday. Look at this thing. He's going to have David Feder there on Saturday. He's going to Finbear there on Saturday. Crypto Sloth, Popgun Hex Den, which is one of my favorite ones, as you guys know. So definitely don't miss that. It's going to be pretty cool on Gen Hex there. Very cool. In fact, if you want to retweet this out, tweet this out as well. You can definitely help with that for sure. We're coming up to 2 hours, and we're going to wrap up now. Take it easy, people. It's excellent choice. Got the emojis from Hex God Turtle with the rockets. Thank you for bringing us together. This is Mix. A pleasure. And don't forget, you can retweet that out for Gen Hex there. Let's hit the emojis on the way out, folks. I'm going to smash them all out if you're Hex Token channel member. And go for gold. Bam. We've got 11 of those. Boom. Not far away from number 12. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow. 2 more live streams. Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. Rocking it hard. All right. See you guys.